Sorry for the delay, folks. As we were just game is on. Game is on. Yes, it is. And I was defragging my computer, and so it took a little longer than anticipated. Welcome to Game Two of the ALDS game stream here. As the first out was Liberatore struck out against Luis Castillo, the veteran, the wily veteran. His K per nine has gone down every year, but he's still a pain in the ass. And alongside me is Joe Rampy again. Chris Brown will be joining us shortly, and we'll be having some special guests on. I'm gonna get I gotta send the well, there's people there's gonna be various people doing the live stream. Sorry about that, Robert. Like I said, I was defragging my computer and it took forever. I shut it down for about an hour and then I went to go reboot it, and for whatever reason it was taking forever to reboot. So I apologize, folks. But nevertheless, we're here. And like I was saying, there's gonna be some special guests here. Clayton Soden from Just Baseball will be joining us. Chris Brown will be joining us as well. Julian from a buddy of mine from actually we took a writing class together. Will be stopping by as well, and I'm sure we'll have Uperon and what have you. But um, yeah, hi everybody. But let's see, what just happened? You have the game on? All right, there we go. How you doing, Joe?
Hey, good. How are you doing?
Outside my computer being a piece of crap, doing all right.
Good. Yeah, so Kerry Carpenter just drew a walk. Um, so Riley Green 2-1 count with one out, runner on first, just getting caught up.
Yeah, the camera does look a little hazy, by the way. So it could be that we didn't talk about this yesterday, but the marine effect that played into those warning track hits yesterday a little bit. I think we talked about it just vaguely, but no, on my end, the camera angle looks a little hazy too.
Yes, it does. I wasn't sure if that had something to do with Seattle decriminalizing drugs or if it's just the marine effect, like you said.
The marine effect, by the way, for those who should look that up, because I'm not a scientist to explain it, but essentially the effect it has with the due effect on the ball. Clay, maybe you can explain to us how the marine effect works.
What's that? I just got in and all I heard was
The marine,
marine factor.
the marine factor. How's that work?
Oh, I honestly don't know. I would assume it is the density of the air coming off would just be like a more humid atmosphere. I don't really know.
Yeah, I think it has something to do with that and how it downplays the effect of the ball kind of sitting out there. So, but yeah, it was to talk about yesterday some of the balls for the Seattle that was at warning track because of that effect. So, but Sean already mentioned, hey, did you know I didn't know Tarek Skubal was from Seattle. I didn't know he went to college there. Did you guys know that?
That's definitely like playbook 101 in the broadcaster. It's just like, oh, Tarek Skubal, Seattle. We've got to talk about that every inning.
Yeah. Yeah, or do you know that Clayton Kershaw and Matthew Stafford were friends growing up? That he was catcher. Yeah, that's my favorite one of all time.
Yeah, it's really bad in like college sports when you have people who are calling games who only call that one game a year, and they just hit it every single time. Like if you're the guy doing the Dodgers game, you may mention it once or twice a year, but when you're like in college sports and those connections happen, it's bad.
Yeah. Sorry, Sean. I didn't mean to steal your joke about Stafford and Kershaw, but that joke has been played into it. But yeah, college. You're right though. College seems like it drags it, and as Spencer Torkelson flies out to left to end the inning. Yeah, that one is also dragged to death. But Clay, as far as like your impressions of the series and the Tigers so far, the last month or so, I know you watch this from a standpoint of watching this from the minors and the major league club. So, to you, what was missing down the stretch from the Tigers? Was it just? I mean, I know the offense, of course, but what were your thoughts about the last month of the season? Because it had to be frustrating just to sit there and have no answer, no identity, or just no it just seemed like everything was a mess.
Yeah, and for me, it really came back to players playing back to their numbers on the back of their baseball card. Like, I thought Zach McKinstry would regress. Same with Javi Baez. And when you have kind of these ancillary players taking a step back after, and it's really not even like they were horrible or anything. Some of them were, but a lot of them were just playing at such a high level that was never sustainable. I remember at one point, I think they had 5 or 6 players with a WRC plus of 120 or above, and that's just not a sustainable thing when you look at this roster. So I expected some regression, but I think what really affected the Tigers was their kind of bigger bats, their more established bats taking a step back, like Labor Torres, who started off really well and then kind of hit a slump. And Riley Green was going through it, and Kerry Carpenter and Spencer Torkelson to an extent. Like when you have these players who you really count on being steady and the depth players kind of going up and down, they were all going down. It's just this perfect storm. And of course, the injuries to the pitching staff didn't help. But, excuse me, but as I as I wrote over at Just Baseball was when the playoffs start, it's a whole new slate. And it is a complete new opportunity. Everyone is 0-0. And the Tigers went out there in the first series and they got the job done. And that was against a team they were not the most talented team in the playoffs, but that may be the most important team for the Tigers to beat. Just for like the mental side of things and momentum. If you all believe in momentum, I know that that's been a hot topic over the past couple of weeks and whatnot. But in terms of just saying, this is the team in front of us that we've not been able to beat. They kicked us out last year. They stole the division, and we got their. They went out and got revenge against them. And I just thought that was a huge, huge series for the Tigers.
Yeah, it was a lot of like taking care of that mental block already, and it's Tony's mentioned here that Castillo's already thrown 25 pitches. That plays to the Tigers' earlier season success. Joe, do you believe in momentum? Do you believe that momentum is a thing? Because I always joke around that, and Clay, we talked about this before too. Like, is it a tangible thing? But Joe, do you think are you more like the mental? I think it's probably more the mental part of the game.
Yeah, I absolutely believe in momentum. As Clay was talking, I was going to ask him what he thought about. People talk about hitting being contagious, and I am a firm believer in that. These guys are human beings, and if you see the person in front of you get a base hit, I think that it does naturally give you a. And what I don't know how you measure that, but I think it does naturally give you a little bit of confidence that you're going to get a base hit too, and it also goes the other way. As Clay mentioned, everyone kind of started slumping at the same time, and that was, I think, hitting is contagious that way too. If you see the person in front of you strike out, you're in the back of your mind. Part of you is thinking, "Well, this pitcher's pretty nasty. He just struck out my teammate." And I know that it's not quantifiable, but I absolutely believe in it.
And I think part of why it is contagious is because of what you see before. So if insert player A gets a hit and it's a high fastball, maybe that pitcher's not going back to that same location and same pitch in that next at bat. So now you're eliminating potentially a pitch and part of the zone to work with. So when you string together multiple hits, as difficult as it is, when you do that, it kind of helps to get in the pitcher's head. And now he's thinking, oh, I can't go with the changeup here. I just got beat on that. I've got to go slider or I've got to go fastball. And it starts to shrink what you have to think about in the box, which is obviously going to give the batter an advantage. So I think it is, and maybe that's not quantifiable. I'm sure it could be with a ton of research, but Joe, I think that's kind of where I see it as contagious and it even having some like evidence to it more than just something that we may feel.
Yep.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you don't have the feelings ball, but stats has been so. I think that stats has been driven so much into the lexicon of baseball, and rightfully so. It's always been, but there's used to be an element to me about baseball. You like Jim Leland talked about gut. You see things with your gut, or you feel things out, and I think that's an element that's still prevalent. But we're so stats driven sometimes that like things like momentum, things like that, like just for example, we've argued back and forth with some people about like the guys winning minor league championships. Like that doesn't really matter. And I think it does. Winning does matter. Those things, winning as a group together, having those experiences does matter to me at least.
Yeah, and when you're talking about stats, I always think that there has to be an asterisk when you enter the playoffs. Because if you say player X, Y, and Z hit this against lefties, well, a lot of these players in the playoffs are better than, you know, I don't mean to pick on Bailey Horn, but like there's Bailey Horns out there pitching every day, and I like him. But what I'm saying is there's guys who are not good enough to be in the playoffs that you're accumulating stats against all year. And when you get to the playoffs, that's why it's different with some of these pitchers. Like I saw it in the Red Series against the Dodgers. Oh, these pitchers have been great. And then they face the Dodgers lineup. And guess what? If you beat the Dodgers, you get to face the Phillies lineup. So those stats all come with a little asterisk when you enter the playoffs. And that's why it's so fun and why it's so challenging. And I think why so many fans were frustrated was they looked at this Tigers team and they didn't see enough dudes. There's a lot of guys who are solid and they can get you through a season and they can be up and down and whatnot. And when enough of those click, you can win. But they did not see enough impact players or impact arms, especially out of the bullpen, which made the trade deadline, I wouldn't say like confusing. I think that they had a clear strategy, which is just quantity over quality. But when you were lacking these impact arms and impact bats and they didn't get any, I think that's kind of where the fans started to get upset because you see these other teams like Seattle go out and get Josh Naylor, who's a really good piece, and they added some other arms as well.
Yeah, especially with the Mets. I mean, the Mets technically won the trade deadline, and they're sitting at home. And that's although I get great satisfaction with it, but I also know that the Mets have some really good arms in their system that
Yeah.
will bear witness against Erie, where good lord, I mean the Mets Binghamton was a pretty good team, and so was St. Lucie. But no, and the interesting thing about I think about the stat driven narrative too when it comes to a team like, for example, the Yankees today. The Yankees played Toronto. They had the best offense in the league. It didn't matter because Max Fried got lit up, and the Trey, yeah, is it your Savage? Am I saying that right? Hopefully,
Ray Yesevich, yeah.
Savage carved them up pretty well.
Yeah.
And that's a series where I think where stats kind of get thrown out the window a little bit there, especially with
Hmm.
those two
Yeah,
teams.
and your Savage is so gross. And he's one of those type of pitchers, and we can see this with Troy Melton as well, where like you have this stuff that you're gonna be a major leaguer. And in the playoffs, sometimes it's new enough and you're running off of this adrenaline where you get amped up, and sometimes that can be control issues, and sometimes it just makes your stuff play a little bit better. And these players have not seen it live before, or maybe only once, and it could be an advantage even if it is a rookie in there that's inexperienced.
Yeah, speaking of, I mean, God, speaking of inexperience, Julio Rodriguez had some really good at bats yesterday. That single he had late in the game was a good, just taking the ball and just taking what's given to him. And he's given Derek Skubal a challenge so far here early on, but he seems like a guy who has been there in the postseason quite a bit already. But I mean, he just struck out, but still, Rodriguez seemed like he's built. Between him and Cal Raleigh yesterday, they did the most amount of damage yesterday. But I thought he had a really good game one.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I just kind of get caught up on the game. Rosarena just stole a second. There's two outs. And Clay mentioned that the playoffs are just different. And to go back to Rogelio's point about the minor league playoffs, for people that say that it doesn't matter, just watch one game of the minor league playoffs, and it does matter. It matters to the fans. It matters to the players. In the minor leagues, I'm sure a lot of guys are more focused on their individual development during the day-to-day games. But once it gets to the postseason, it is a fully different atmosphere, and I think it's really valuable for those guys to get postseason experience in the minor leagues, because it is different. It's a different game in the postseason, and it shows in the minor leagues also.
Yeah, and just to piggyback off of that, Joe, we have to understand that these players have a different level of compete that we understand. Like you do not get this far without having something wired in your competitive nature that any of us listening right now, we don't have that. Like I don't want to say that we're like less people or anything, but like we don't understand the level of drive and compete that these players have. And it's competition, regardless of what level it's in. And those guys are going to give 110%, and winning feels good. And when you see your team win, it kind of helps with your own confidence as well. And it can wipe away some mistakes. If you go 0 for 3, but your team wins, like you don't leave thinking that was all on me. So it can help with confidence as well.
Yeah, no, definitely. And the only thing that was funny is just now I was watching Scooble almost get beamed there by Dylan Dingler, who can throw
Yeah.
up to 90 miles an hour. I mean, holy Nikes! Like, just like imagine, just they all hit the deck like crap, and everybody in Detroit's just like freakish things like that. But yeah, so top of the second right now, and it is no score here. But look, yesterday, Clay, I'll ask you this: when you were watching the game yesterday, did you get the impression? I know that Hinch did not like to use the word they stole a game yesterday. They won the game yesterday, and they came out with it seemed like a Torrey Melton looked, even after the home run, looked like he didn't care. He just shook it off and went out there and shoved and did what he had to do. But did you think it was a quote unquote stolen game yesterday, or the Tigers were just did what they had to do?
I think they stole the game. That's kind of how I feel. I think that holding Seattle to only 2 runs, and when you think about it, you have a rookie pitcher out there to start the game. You have Kiter Montero closing the game. You have pitchers in between that have been various levels of good and bad, with a lot of bad, especially recently. And you did not give up many runs. And excuse me, and the Tigers' offense with runners in scoring position was not getting it done. Like everything was lining up for that to be one of those losses that stings. But they pulled it out. And we saw that in the Cleveland series when Will Vest had the missed ball and then he threw out um, Jose Ramirez at second. Like that had the makings of kind of like, oh my gosh, they're about to have their MVP franchise player on second base. Like they're getting the momentum. Or when Torque missed the ball, like there were so many times in that series where it felt like, here we go. Here's the Tigers from the past month. They're going to crumble here, and they just didn't do that. So to me, there's kind of a, you know, they steal game one. I'm not complaining about it. And right now, there's a lot going in their favor. So I think they're flirting with disaster a little bit more than I'd like to, but a win's a win.
Yeah, I definitely think that especially with Sean saying the runners, and you guys are talking about the runners in scoring position factor. McKinstry was due. I mean, that single that just barely went out of the infield. That was one of those things where it's like, oh well, it was the Tigers were good to have that batted ball luck in play there yesterday. That when you see it on the replay, you're just like, how the hell did it leave the infield? Looking at that closely, but no, it's Dingler. The other we were talking about this yesterday too. Dylan Dingler, who's the part of two catchers here that both and Colt Keith draws a walk. Both catchers have not allowed a pass ball. Of course, the big dumper, big season, big numbers. But Dylan Dingler, over a 3-war season, what was your thoughts about his really a step forward this year for him? I mean, you and I have talked about him before. We saw him down in Erie where he was struggling. He struck out quite a bit. And it just seemed like, Hinch asked him to go back down and work on things. You could tell he was discouraged, but it seems like a very different ball player altogether.
And he's really starting to blossom. And I've been a big fan of his now for a number of years since he was in the minors. And it takes longer with catchers. You're focusing on multiple things, including how to run a pitching staff, how to call games, how to frame, and offense. And I kind of thought after what we saw last year, and we know he's a slow starter, we knew there was more in his bat. I expected him to be better, but I did not expect him to be this good this early in his career. I know he's older for a prospect, but I don't really care about age with catchers mostly. So for me, I was blown away by how good he was, especially behind the plate, because we know how important that is in this organization. And he was able to come in right off the bat, probably more reps than they were willing to give him early this year. And he excelled right off the bat. throwing out and holding the run game. I mean, it was just really incredible.
Yeah, especially because you look at the way he came in with a staff that was already kind of a veteran staff, but he already had that immediate trust. And it was just something I saw down in Erie where when he was out and I think it was God, I can't remember the name, the prospect that was in there for a while. He was with the Angels now. Josh Crouch. When Crouch was in there, and then when sent back down, the difference between him and Dingler when Dingler took over was night and day. Uper, welcome, sir. How you
Hey,
doing?
how you doing, fellas?
Hey,
Is that
you.
Clay Snowden
Hey,
I
how's it
see?
going?
Good to see ya.
Yeah, Clay, racing with his presence. So I like the
That's
poll.
great.
Yeah. Chris will be along with us shortly.
Cool.
He puts his son to bed. He'll be on. Yesterday he passed out at 11. The first. It was funny. He was like, "So we're on emptying out his pool," and then realized like why, and then realized it was an 80 degrees here. So, but yeah. So yeah, Uper completes the quad box.
There you go. Fearsome foursome.
Yep. We were just talking about Dylan Dingler a little bit as Zach McKinstry goes to a full count with one out in the top of the second. Colt Keith is on first base. We were talking about, Dingler kind of arriving this year. And
Hmm.
I don't know that too many people could have seen this coming. But one thing that him to be having the success that he did this year, but I was just looking at his minor league numbers, and it did usually take him 1 year to adjust to the level that he was playing that, and then he would succeed from there on.
Ooh.
So in 2021 in Double A, he had a 57 WRC plus. The next year in Double A, he had a 109 WRC plus. He got sent up to Triple A at the end of that year. He had a 60 WRC plus. The next year in Triple A, he had a 144 WRC plus. And then, last year in the minor league or in the majors, his WRC plus is only 36. This year it's 109. He's shown that it takes a minute for him to adjust, but he usually gets there. So we'll see if he can sustain this. But if he comes anywhere close to this, for the next 3 or 4 years, that is a very valuable catcher.
What I really like about Dylan Dingler is he really seems to have some athleticism not every catcher has, and I just wonder if that really portends well that he's going to age well.
Yeah. Well, I think it's because of his size and his athleticism. I think he's going to be. I think he's going to be fine. I don't know. Like he's not the typical like big catcher like you're used to seeing maybe with like Cal Raleigh, for example.
Right. That's why
So
I think he's going to age real good. I
yeah.
really do because he's an athletic kid.
3 walks so far for the Tigers early on,
Yeah,
and
that walk from McKinstry was
yeah,
really impressive. The 2-2 pitch that he took on the inside, coming from a righty with a unique arm slot, that ball is moving, and to take that pitch was impressive. And even ball four was a good take too. So great at bat from McKinstry.
yeah. Here's the thing too with what you have going on with the Tigers. At least they are seeing the ball. They are walking slightly better in the last the last week or so of baseball. So you just hope that I mean bias just grounds out here, but a guy like Parker Meadows in the bottom of the order can do something and get something going here. As of course he's become the bunt king again, back to his older minor league days. But we'll see what he can do if he can drive the ball here a little bit as they go to a mound visit. And Castillo isn't the guy like we were saying this earlier. He's not the K master he was when he was with the Reds, but he has pitched well against the Tigers this year. He's allowed 3 runs or less in each of his starts against Detroit. So, yeah, like I said, you want a veteran guy like this. I love Luis Castillo, not because he has the same name as me. He has nothing to do with it whatsoever. He is a very good pitcher. Jonathan, good to see you in the chat as well. Thanks for everybody coming back for a second night of chat, and looks like our numbers are actually better than they were yesterday at this time. So awesome! Thank you so much for joining us. Tuesday, by the way, myself or Chris will be at the game. We had to apply for credentials way early in September, and we're still waiting to hear back to get all set. As my, let me guess, she wants to come in here. as my wife is setting up the dog. Lucy, the dog is the, my dog essentially knows when I'm gonna be podcasting. She'll sit there and look at me, and she's like, "Really, you didn't put my bed in here? You're an asshole." And so it's a whole thing. She'll start whining until she gets in here, and then she just sits here and late like just yeah. She watches the game from the other room. I'm dead serious. It's yeah. But no, and so anyway, the other thing about the series that I'm looking forward to is playoff baseball in Detroit. It's such a great atmosphere.
Yep.
Fans are gonna be definitely coming out for that, and yeah, I'm stoked. I'm just stoked for October baseball, guys. It is just I know right now you have the evil empire and the Dodgers and what have you, and but if you did look at everything in the American League, what's going on?
She was throwing the llama and it went right where the wine was at
Yeah.
and it just stuck in there. She's like,
Oh. Oh, she got a new llama too. She got a little toy now that she hasn't chewed up as of yet. So she's yeah. Anyway.
I'm hoping he makes me eat these words here, but it just seems like Meadows is late on a lot of fastballs.
Yeah, a little. I think it's. I still think he. Do you guys think it's from not him being injured that he's still not 100% yet? Do you guys think?
Yeah.
Or Clay, what do you?
I I don't know. I think in this particular at bat, Luis Castillo has a devastating changeup. And I think on the 0-1 pitch, he was thinking it was going to be a changeup, and that's why he just watched it for strike two to make it 0-2. Because that changeup is not something that Parker Meadows is going to be able to handle very well. And I think that he was a little hesitant about that, and that may even be why he could be late on a fastball, is he's just so worried about the changeup.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's a good point. Because I think he's been seeing the ball better, but it's just he still hasn't driven the ball with like that extra base power like you
Right.
saw late last year.
The thing with Castillo, he really does. I mean, he's walked some tonight. Don't get me wrong, so that's a great sign. But over the years, he just doesn't give you anything. There's very few mistakes.
Yeah, good call there, Clay, because he goes back to he sequenced a fastball in there to get some swinging on a swinging strike there to end the inning and end the threat. So the Tigers leave Strand too, but you're right. He was sitting change up, and then he just gives them the fastball right down the heart of the plate.
But I've watched a lot of Luis Castillo. I also could cover the Reds, so I've been doing that since 2019. So I've watched a lot of his starts, and this is what he likes to do, and it's how he's been able to make a career. Is he's got this awesome changeup and a fastball that he can blow by you too, and that's a difficult, uncomfortable at bat, and that's why he was willing to enter the zone so much there on that strike three, was because he's kind of got Meadows back on his heels, and I think he knew I got him where I want him, and he was able to blow the fastball by him. It's probably also some indication of what he saw earlier in the at bat with the being late on fastballs and knowing kind of what that swing looked like, and knowing even if he hits this ball, it, I don't think he can do damage on it because of how uncomfortable he looked on the first couple of fastballs. So Castillo throwing one that's kind of meaty there is just enticing Meadows to swing, knowing that he's not going to probably have a very comfortable swing on it.
Yeah, and the other thing too about Meadows too, he does hit fastballs traditionally. His batting average against fastballs is pretty good, but it's where everything else kind of is a breaking balls, for example, or he struggles against breaking ball 129 batting average against in that department. But as far as like bat goes, somebody Deadly Dingy was wondering if his swing looked a little longer. His average bat speed is only 69 miles per hour. Not nice. Comparatively speaking, the average bat speed of which is 71.7. So he's not squaring up as much either.
So, which is such a shame. He was such a weapon last year at the top of the order. Watching him run the bases was a man. It was half a privilege every night to watch him do that.
Yeah. Yeah, middle. Yeah, Corey points it out there too. Middle swing by Meadows, and I think it had a lot to do with what you were just saying, Clay. Sequencing that whole sequence there by Castillo. But the front off, if if the front office quarter zip doesn't go get 2-1-2 veterans proven bats this offseason, we'll have reasons to be furious. I don't blame you, Sean. I look. The Tigers need to be like I said this last night. I'll say it once. I'll say it again. And I Clay, I'm sure you say it a different way. Joe, you'll say it a different way. Youper will say it a different way. They need to be damn creative. Creative, like in a sense that like don't be like the Reds. I mean, I'm actually, you know what though? I mean, the Reds were kind of creative. I mean, the Reds were creative in their, getting 600 third baseman. I mean, I'm half joking, but half serious. But I don't know. Like it's as Arizona Fall League starts tomorrow, by the way. So you have Max Anderson, you have Kevin McGonigal. Max Anderson is a guy who really doesn't technically have a position because you still have Hayu Lee. What do you do? I mean, don't you have to at one point realize you could trade that for pitching? I mean, the Anderson itself. Like I don't know, like I feel like they have to do something with the amount of middle infielders they have in the system right now.
Yeah, I that's been one that I've been going back and forth on too. And you have to wonder if there's going to be many trades this off season because if there were guys that were des- desirable enough to get something valuable from another team and Scott Harris was willing to trade them, I feel like that would have happened at the deadline more so than it would happen in the off season. So to me, I'm hoping that they're aggressive in free agency, and aiming for some high end guys is what I'm hoping for.
I'm wondering what they do this offseason. I could see a trade, and just to use the Reds example of how they kind of got creative, they traded Jonathan India for Brady Singer in a trade that was major leaguer for major leaguer to help each team's weakness, trading from an area of strength. And that worked out for the Reds and not so much for the Royals, but a trade like that where it's kind of a one for one, and maybe it is a major leaguer, maybe it's a Winsel Perez or somebody who's has some intrigue and some talent, but maybe not the long term home here, and you can get back somebody of a comparable position to bring in, position being in their career, not outfielder. Um, but a trade like that would be interesting. I just keep looking at this pitching staff, and when they're healthy, they're awesome. And it's a fun staff. It has enough depth. I don't think, and I know that Raj will agree with me here, I don't think there's nearly enough starting pitching depth in the upper minors that are even close to trustworthy or proven or whatnot, which really tells you what they thought of Matt Manning because they were just willing to just like, go ahead. Like, we don't care. You can just go. Um, but I think that they need to establish depth, and I do like the way that they do the position player depth. Like Jamari Jones, we saw him brought in, and it was if a player gets injured that plays this role, we replace him with that role, which is a platoon bat. We bring in AAA platoon bat, or we bring in they don't just sign any old 4A player to play in Toledo. They typically have a role in mind in their depth chart more than just this guy plays second base, so he's a second baseman. It's more than that. It's deeper and layered, and I do like that kind of strategy that they use.
So, and you know what though? Yeah, sure. If you can get anything from Matt Verling, but as far as the pitching depth goes, you're absolutely right, Clay. I mean, you look at the Arizona Fall League right now. You have Kenny Swara going there, and it's like, okay, and it's because guys like Jaden Ham coming off injury. I'm concerned about Ham because it's 91, 92, and at one point between him and the other guy too that I really thought would step up this year, Garrett Burhan. Burhan in the playoffs was like 89, 90, and that was like a step below when he was pitching earlier in the year, where he was like 94, 95. I think he even got 96 in spring training. Um, it is a thing where I worry about that because then Jake Miller's was out for 4 months with a back injury. As we know, back injuries kind of tend to linger. Then Ethan Schaffelbaum disappeared in the backfields, was never heard from again. So you don't know if he was injured or not. Then we was hearing things that he was losing velocity, throwing up to 87. So you have a Franklin Perez kind of situation. And so everybody, the biggest thing that the biggest concern, the hugest concern, is the lack of arms above Double A right now,
Yep.
bar none. Because even in West Michigan, Rainer Castile, even, I mean, I thought he would take a step up this year. He regressed a little bit. The velocity was there towards the end of the season, but he really wasn't same command he was, and I thought he regressed. Gilbert Reyes, showed some signs. But again, he was also in Lakeland this year, and he started off late in the year because I think he was out of shape, from my recollection. So that is a somebody mentioned to me, one of my buddies said, well, why don't you just trade Derek Skubal for a bunch of pitching depth? And okay, cool, but that's not a guarantee either. I mean, there's a legitimate concern with how the Tigers. I mean, Troy Melton was, you knew he was there waiting in the wings, but what about Ty Madden? You ever heard anything injury wise about Ty Madden? There's more questions than answers with this, and so, um, by the way, it's funny here. How dare I not besmirch Higgy and Bill Gullickson? Bill Gullickson was the worst 20-game winner the Tigers ever had.
Come on, he threw at least 84 miles an hour.
Clay, there's a good question here from my guy Todd Howard. He says, "Can somebody explain to me why Luis Castillo's fastball is harder to hit? Metrically, it's not impressive. He's at no extension, yet batters don't really hit it. I think it has a lot to do with the way he sequences all his other pitches with that.
Yeah, and it's what I was saying with the changeup. That changeup has so much break to it, and it's such a lethal pitch that you have that in the back of your mind, and it allows the fastball to play up because you're second guessing, you're unsure at first, and when that changeup kind of stops and drops out, when you see that one time, you know you have to watch for that going forward. And you enter the box knowing that. So 96 miles per hour looks a lot faster when you're also watching for 88 with break, and it comes often, and then they start on the same like trajectory, and he tunnels well, which essentially means his pitches look like they're all in the same kind of movement profile until they start to branch out at the end and break at the end. We saw that with Erod when he was his best. He tunneled really well. So all of his pitches, when he releases them, they all kind of start here. Then as they get closer, they start to dart different directions or whatnot. Pitchers who don't tunnel well, you'll see a fastball look like this, and you'll see the curveball kind of branch out early. And if you do tunnel well, they both kind of stay in seam and then start to branch out. And I think that's why his fastball plays up is he's just a really good pitcher. Like he does all of the little things well, and that allows his fastball to do better than what the velocity might look like.
That makes a lot of sense because especially with a guy like where sometimes you can see a difference in, and this is something you see in the minors, which is why you see guys working on, for example, to put their hands together or some sort of motion to keep the same kind of sequencing going, or same kind of when you're talking about release point with like sometimes with a curveball, it can be pronounced, or a slider gets very pronounced, and then guys can see it coming from a mile away. So
Yep.
good point though. So yeah, thanks for the question, Todd. That was a really good one.
Oh,
Well, what just happened? Well,
Carpenter hit a pretty sharp grounder, but it got Polanco scooped it up pretty nice.
yeah.
I always wonder how they what do you guys think they classify that as in Statcast? A line drive or a ground ball? I guess it about has to be a ground ball, but
Yeah, I would assume.
about as in between as it gets.
I classify
Yeah,
it.
I actually don't know if they. I don't know like the parameters of how they classified. I would assume it would just be by a launch angle parameter. Wouldn't you think like anything above this launch angle and that it to this launch angle is a line drive, anything minus 10 degrees is a ground ball? I don't know. Um, I don't know how they actually do it though.
Ugh, another
I
quick
think
out.
that's how you said it.
That's another deep
Well,
fly.
they kind of let Castillo off the hook there with a quick inning,
Yeah,
driving up that pitch count. I mean, you can't make a guy throw 20 pitches every inning. I get that, but
but there's a changeup you guys were talking about there too. That changeup you can it gets so much downward movement, but then when he goes back up to the fastball, the elevation of it changed the eye level. Like right there, but prime example of that right there. He went change up below the zone, fastball back up, and Green just mistimed it. So, and that's what he does. He misses with your timing. He's also got some good drag game too. That's just personal preference on here.
how
I,
can the Tigers get over
just
leaving
to
so
kind of
many
paint a
runners in scoring
picture.
position?
What's up?
Question from Casey there. How can the Tigers get over leaving so many runners in scoring position? I guess my answer to that is keep putting guys in scoring position.
Yeah.
That's really about it for now. Is they just got to keep creating opportunities and hope uh, one falls their way like it did in Cleveland.
Yeah, Casey. I mean, I wish we had a better answer than that. I just think that
Yeah,
you can't really, and Hinch is not going to deviate from going to his bench. We saw yesterday with McKinstry, for example, or we saw it with Perez, where Perez was 0 for 12, and then he just stuck with it. I think Castillo goes 5 or 6 innings today. I think he can go 6 innings. If the Tigers give him another short inning, I think he can go six. He's right through. He's through three right now. But he's one of those guys. Correct me if I'm wrong, Clay. He's a guy that if he finds his rhythm late in the game after starting off slow, he'll stick around a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, and he can pitch deep into games, and um, usually later in the, fifth, sixth, depending on his pitch count and whatnot, you can even kind of see him start changing his sequencing, which is just what a veteran pitcher may do. If he's showing, it's a third time through and he threw that changeup to Parker Meadows, well, he may go fastball three in a row. Or he may go changeup two in a row. So like he'll change how it is, and um, he's just like I say, he's a good pitcher, man. He's done this for a long time, and he's found success. He knows how to work through a lineup, and he knows how to attack both lefties and righties, and that's why he makes more than 20 whatever million a year to do it.
obviously, Seattle's lineup could break out against the bullpen or whatever. But it almost feels this game has a same thing last night, right? Pretty much a race to three. First team to 3 runs going to win this thing.
It does kind of have that feeling to it right now, and for me, like the Tigers have to get Riley Green going in this series in order to win this series. I just think he's so important, and when he's going well, how different the lineup can look. Um, I know the strikeouts have been a big issue. Like I can live with the strikeouts if you're doing, hitting for extra base hits and driving in runs and whatnot. And um, I just think that he's the factor, and I know that's not, oh, the three-hole hitter who's, the top prospect is the key factor to your team. Yeah, and good analysis, but I do think that he's going to be the difference in this series, for better or for worse.
Yeah, because he's almost. I know we talked about this yesterday in the chat. They were talking about giving him a contract extension and all that, or not giving him one because is he a guy that deserves it? That could be debated, but it is the Tigers when he's not going. The Tigers' offense is at a standstill because it's not Torkelson. We all thought that a few years ago that Torkelson would be the one that had because of his power, his where he was drafted, and yada yada yada, that he would be the one that be the center point of the offense. But it clearly goes to Riley Green.
Yep.
Yeah, I think he's the most talented hitter on the team for sure. And if he's not going, I agree. It does kind of he is a major key.
And he
Lead
walks
off walk for Seattle.
with the Robles. That's the last guy you want to walk. I don't know. Like it seems like a kind of guy that shouldn't be walking at all.
Looks like this last pitch is going to be pretty close.
Yeah, I noticed Tarek Skubal's command has been off just a little bit lately. I believe that he had 8 walks in his last 3 starts prior to today, and a walk here. His command's been looking good outside of that, but I did see in the regular season his walk rate against the Mariners was 11%, which was the third highest against any team that he faced of the 20 teams. So just something to keep an eye on. I think for the rest of the way.
Yep.
Somebody mentioned in the Discord, leadoff walks are a bad idea. Well, no shit. Like, of course, come on. Seeing the obvious there.
It's really bad when it's Victor Robles. Like that guy is just not that great of a hitter. I know he had a great stretch in the second half last season. Overall, like I would rather just pump him a fastball, make him hit it out of the park because I don't think he would.
No, I don't think so either.
Did a foul ball just go into the dugout?
Yeah, they're looking in there. Somebody might have got hit.
See what happened here.
Oh, it hit Chris Paddock. All's fine. The
Well,
team just got better. Oh no, I didn't say that.
oh boy. Look at Anthony Iaposa is just like, hey, they didn't hit me, man. I'm cool.
He's smiling. He's fine.
Oh, or it looked like Montero. Is that Montero? Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I couldn't tell who. Yeah, the hair. Just a bunch of hair I just saw.
How about Cater last night? That's unbelievable.
Kind of Montero showed the balls.
He came after him. It was impressive, no doubt.
I've been a big Conor Montero fan since West Michigan. It's been fantastic to see him come out in a big moment like that. And there was a lot of like, does Will Vest go back out there? And I'm glad that Hinch showed the trust for him.
Yeah, we were talking about confidence earlier, and what a confidence boost for him. To kind of take that into no matter what happens from here on out, for him to take that into next year, that he came up in the biggest spot of the season, basically for the Tigers, and did that well. You would think that that can only help him going into next year.
And just to get rewarded for everything he's done from the past 2 years, getting called up, sent back, starting games, bulk bullpen, closing act, like whatever it is, he's gone in there and done it. And for a young, inexperienced pitcher being thrown in tons of different situations without much rhythm, I think he's pitched pretty well. Like he's given up some home runs and made some bad pitches. Don't get me wrong, he hasn't been perfect, but overall, I think a lot of teams would like to have a guy like that they can move to the bullpen, move to the rotation, move to AAA, come up and pitch to a, I don't know, 4.3 ish ERA or 4.5 ERA, whatever it was. And um, I think that fans can't can't really grasp how important that can be, knowing that if he wasn't there, we've already talked about the pitching depth in the upper minors, how bad it could have been. So I just think everything he's done for the organization the past 2 years has been awesome to see him have that level of trust from the organization in a big spot.
Yeah, because I felt like the Paddock move was kind of a panic move, not pun intended. Because I was wondering, like, well, what is Montero then? But then maybe I realized like they thought that Montero wasn't ready at AAA at the time, or he started sequencing his changeup more, so that way his slider wasn't as hittable. Which I think his changeup percentage in terms of increasing and how much it was getting more effective was showing. But yeah, I mean, he's got to learn. I think he's just got to learn his trust of stuff more, and so when he makes a mistake and hangs it over, it doesn't get as punished. But Randy Ozarena, by the way, is just doing what he's doing, just being playoff Randy, being a pain in the ass here. 6 pitch at the bat so far for. This is a better. I've always liked this move by Seattle when they picked him up,
Yeah.
and they're looking at.
No, he's been one of my favorite. As you know, I follow the Rays, probably the second closest after the Tigers. I always liked Rosarena. I mean, he's just really exciting to watch. A lot of fun. He put a lot of fun into the game.
Yeah. It's 2-2 count. Looks like a fly ball to the left. 99 off. 99 from Scuba there, and got 2 outs now for it leads up to Cal Raleigh.
My favorite description of Riley Green's running was from Chris Brown, who said he runs like an old cowboy.
Very nice.
I've heard Daphne from Scooby Doo. Oh, okay. Well, that will work.
Line out.
There it is. 1 pitch, and Scooble through 3 innings of work is efficient. 44 pitches, 32 for strikes.
Very nice.
Great.
There we go.
Anytime you want to give him a 1 pitch out, we'll gladly accept that.
Yeah, Sean, I think he's going to go. What do you guys think? You guys think he's going to hit 110 pitches tonight, gentlemen?
If it stays close, yeah, I would. I hope so. I mean, if he's
Right.
feeling good.
If all goes well, do it. Because if he is your best player and your best chance at winning the game. If he's pitching well enough to go, I'd push him until he tells me he has to come out. Going up 2-0 is just would be massive.
Joe.
Yep. No, I agree. I as long as he's looking good and maintaining his velocity, I don't see any reason why he wouldn't go 110, even 115 or so. The only the only the only reason I couldn't see that happening is just because AJ Hinch just doesn't do that with guys super often. But this is different, you know.
Yeah.
And part of the reason why he doesn't push guys is so that they're available for times like this. So
Yeah, and
maybe it's
and
Plus, his bullpen covered 7 innings last night.
yeah.
So
yeah. Yeah, and I think it's kind of, a lot of people will say, "Oh, well, then what will his availability be in the future?" Blah blah. Like you've got to just worry about the game in front of you at all times. It's kind of like when you're driving down the street and you see gas for 278 and you think I can get it for 268 at the next exit. Just take the cheap gas. Like if you have the chance to win today, do everything you can to win today. Worry about tomorrow because it could end up being 8-0 in the first inning, and then whatever you plan for tomorrow is out the window. So to me, it's always all hands on deck. Do everything you have to do to win the game in front of you. Worry about how you could win the next game that day.
Jacob Lewis says his dad says Green has bad knees to run like that. Totally feasible. I mean, those guys play, hurt like that. So block the user here.
is he going to be a first baseman someday?
Or a DH.
Yeah. It's not impossible. I mean, he's still pretty young. I mean, it's a long way to go before he's not an outfielder, but I wouldn't doubt that's in his future. It's just a matter of how far away.
I think he's 24 years old. Is that right?
Just turned 25. This is his age 24 season.
Something about him, not necessarily like his face or anything, looks so much older. Like when you watch him play, like the way he runs, the way that like his mannerisms are he looks like he's 32. Like I
Yeah.
don't know why. I just cannot believe he just turned 25.
Need a birth certificate check.
Yeah.
I'm going to be interested to see next year. The stat that I care about most next year for Riley Green is his walk rate. If he can get that back up into the 11, 12, 13% range, he's just a different hitter when his process at the plate leads to walks. He's just a much better hitter, and that's not to say he didn't have a good year because he definitely did. It's just he needs to find a way to get that walk rate a little bit higher up, at least in my opinion.
And that goes hand in hand with strikeouts because he had an egregious whiff rate and chase rate. If you start to recognize pitches better and have a better eye for the zone, not only will your chase rate go down, but then pitchers have to work back into the strike zone. So, in theory, anytime someone like him is going to increase his walk rate, it should cut down his strikeout rate and help him overall because when it's 0-0 and he sees a slider and he lays off of it, and then there's a fastball just on the edge that's 2-0 now. Now they have to enter the zone again to make sure that they don't walk him. So the better his eye becomes, the more patient of a hitter he becomes and better at recognizing pitches, the better he'll be overall because he's going to have more pitches that he can do damage on.
Well put.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's showing Castillo's pitch count. 25 in the first, 26 in the second, 9 in the third, and only 4 in the fourth so far.
Play. Oof. Yeah, they're swinging. They're definitely being aggressive last couple innings.
Clay, what did you think of the bullpen usage last night? It felt like Herter got maybe could have gone a little bit longer. Finnegan maybe could have gone a little bit longer, but and even Tyler Holton. But as far as the lefties go, you'd think that they would want them to be available pretty much for every game in the series. So I can understand not overextending them. And the same with Finnegan too. So I trust AJ Hinch and Chris Vetter obviously more than myself. So if they felt it was the right move, then I trust them. But I'm interested in your thoughts.
Yeah, I think when you're going like they did with a lot of their really good arms with Finnegan and with Vest, like I think you have to pick which one's going multiple innings, and they selected, kind of Vest, or I don't really know if they had planned it that way, but he was the one that had to go multiple innings. Obviously, bringing in Rafael Montero was not a move that I liked. I just think he's such a coin flip type of a pitcher where he can be good one day, but there's just so much riding in that moment. And to go to him there, and I would have gone Finnegan in that spot, um, just because he's probably him and Best are your best arms. I want to use the best arms in the biggest spot. At that point, I think it was 2-1 in the sixth inning. Is that right? When they
Yep.
brought in Montero, so
Yep.
I think going Finnegan there, because it's kind of like what I said about operating in a series of you don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. You bring in Finnegan there. Let's say he keeps it tied, and then the Tiger scores 6 in the next inning. Like you don't have to wait for Finnegan's eighth, ninth inning. Like you had your big moment there, and then the game changed. We don't want to wait around and hope the game is still in a position where you need Finnegan. Like use him in the biggest spot. Use Will Vest in those biggest spots. But I like what you pointed out about the lefties and having to have those available. So I did not think of that angle, but that's a good call out.
Well, Castillo just threw 9 pitches that inning. They 3 medium length fly balls. So
It plays
not,
into what we're talking about again. He can get better if you leave him out there enough to doesn't hang himself, if you will, for lack of a better word.
yeah, last night it's interesting, Clay. I here on this live stream, I mentioned Finnegan in that spot too before Montero,
Yeah.
and I agree with you for all the reasons. But it's interesting, and I don't know what this. It probably means nothing what I'm about to say, but uh, Montero is big. The worst at bat of that 3 batter sequence was he got up 0-2 on a Rosarena to lead off the inning, and then he threw like 3 non-competitive pitches and walked him. That was definitely the low point. The next 2 were just 2 nothing singles. I mean, one was hit at 95, the other was like 75, and they had to get him out of there. He allowed a run, and Holton bailed him out. But 2 innings later, Finnegan came in, faced the exact same guys plus Crawford. He actually gave up a couple of rockets. I mean,
Yeah,
legit rockets before he got a nice strikeout of Julio. Um, so it's just so funny that Finnegan, for all data, got hit a lot harder than
yeah,
Montero. We just
yeah,
didn't like the results very much with Montero.
yeah. And that's one of those like process over results things where it's like, you know, um, it would be the same as bringing in Carpenter when the 2 pinch hit for a righty with a lefty on the mound and he hits a home run. Like, yeah, they made the right move, but like, yeah, like the results said so. But if you did that 100 times, you would not like the results.
Yeah.
But and that's the thing with Rafael Montero, and that's why when they acquired him, I was worried. It's because I've seen this guy pitch enough throughout the years to know that he can spray. And that's not only with walks, that's also trying to get on the outside part of the zone and it drifts in 4 inches and it's a home run.
Hmm.
So pitchers like him are just such a high variance that I don't want them in that spot. But, and of course, we did not know this, another process over results. Let's say you bring Finnegan in, he gets those 3 outs. Like, Montero probably would have had to come in at some point in the
Yeah,
game in
yeah,
a
yeah,
bigger
exactly.
inning, and we all would have said, my God, why is Montero in the eighth or in the ninth inning? Maybe he's closing that game out instead of
Very
the
possible.
other
Absolutely.
Montero, right?
Absolutely.
Montero may have closed that game out regardless.
Absolutely.
Montero may have closed that game out regardless.
No question about it. Yep. And also, we would have that contingent of fans saying it's too early for Finnegan in the sixth.
Yeah.
It's never too
Yeah.
early to get the best guys out on the other team.
You
Uh,
can't make everyone happy. If you want to make everyone happy, be an ice cream man.
Yeah.
Evan Petzold had a good tweet that I saw, kind of explaining why he thought that Montero got put in that situation, and that's that pocket of hitters have high chase and whip rates, and Montero does as well. So kind of trying to match your strength with their weakness,
Yeah.
and that when I saw that made a little bit more sense to me. And I think I said it last night. I in theory like Montero, but yeah, every once in a while, like you said, Clay, he does start to spray the ball in it, and it can get scary quick.
One thing that was good was Hinch pulled the plug fast. You know, he faced his minimum and they got him out of there.
Yeah,
Holton saved the day, really. I mean, if it's a different game, if Seattle takes a 1-run lead there, and as in the post game, I don't think many people mentioned Holton right away for winning that baseball game, but that was a massive spot to come in and shut that, put that fire out.
Clayton, I think he had a really good tweet last night about Baez's footwork there on that play. That was, I mean, that was something that really was not discussed a lot, but I thought he
Yeah.
had a good point to identify that, because that's not an easy play to do. I mean, that's like when a football player moving on their feet in motion with everything kind of going so fast.
So what impressed me so much, like when I watched that play live, it's the first thing I noticed. I was like, that footwork is elite. And people probably don't realize it because he makes it look so natural and not clunky. So he times up his footwork in order to position himself to field the ball in a motion to get the tag. But the most impressive part, if you watch it quickly, you can kind of see his feet kind of shift so fast. But as you see so often, when people go to tag that runner going from first to second and try to turn the second play, the momentum is carrying them towards the mound. And they try a cross body throw that oftentimes is going to carry the first baseman off the bat. That's what usually happens. The way that Baez had his footwork set up. So when he made the tag, he was able to if you imagine rotating or opening up his throwing stance just a hair. And it's not like wide open, but it's enough that his plant foot, his left foot in this case, was open enough that he could still make a accurate throw
Fuck.
and more in line with first base. I mean, and that's all footwork. That's all that is. And that's what
Boom.
makes him so smooth, I think. And I'm not saying I know more than the average person because I don't, but I think that's what the average fan doesn't know as much about is like how the footwork can make it look so smooth. As I'm saying this, there's a home run. So
yeah.
Yeah, Polanco. Well, that thing didn't sound that good off the bat.
Maybe that's probably why the dog wants to go outside. I'll be right back, folks. Let me go let the dog out.
I'm like 2 pitches behind you all, I think. So
Thank you,
my
bud.
reaction's probably a little off.
But
Well,
no,
last night talked a lot about this entire lineup. There's a solo homer lurking around every corner.
Yeah, and that's
And
fine. You
Polanco's that
give up
guy.
a solo home run,
He's no star, but
you should
he's
be
a
okay.
good player.
yeah, and he's hit lefties really well this year too. But Clay, I thought that was a great point about Javi. He is really unbelievable out there, and he does make it look just so easy. And every way that you can be a good shortstop, he is. And I know that he had kind of some issues with throwing errors a little bit earlier in his Tigers career, but someone mentioned it the other night. The hip issue that he was having, that had to have had an impact on his fielding too. You don't think about the impact on his fielding, you think about the impact on him at the plate, but certainly it did have an impact on his throwing. But that surgery seems to have loosened him up, and he is so fun to watch at short.
Yeah, he's just got fantastic body control. A lot of times when you watch players, especially players who are bad fielders, they can't really grasp their body speed or stop and start, or there's a lot of like flailing parts or their arms moving at a different kind of pace as their feet. He just has such good body control that everything looks so silky smooth, and it's all just reps. He's just done this so many times at such a high level with a certain instinct that it all is just second nature to him, which is how it just operates so smoothly. So yeah, he's definitely a fun watch. And he's one of those players, like when he's on, he's like everyone's favorite player just because of how exhilarating it is to watch him. But when he's off, it's so frustrating because it's like, why are you not like we've seen the good? Why can't you do it more? Usually it's streaky. So why can't you do that more often, you know?
Yeah. We were talking last night about how it feels like when he's going the other way, he's just a much better hitter. So hopefully we'll see him kind of get back to that because he's had a really strong postseason so far.
Well, Tarek Skubal rebounded, struck out the next two guys. So he hung a slider, middle. Polanco didn't miss it, 103 miles an hour. So here's the thing, right?
Yeah, I
You
actually
win a
didn't
ball game, you
see
got
the
to
home
score
run
one.
pitch.
So giving up one's okay.
Yeah, I agree.
What was the home run pitch on a slider? You said I didn't see the
Yeah,
pitch.
yeah, it was a slider. I mean, it was middle. It was asking to be crushed, and it was.
Yeah,
I mean, they all make mistakes, but that's all right. You say they got to
yeah.
score one anyway.
Offense is
So,
gonna have to get going soon. I mean, it's gonna have to do something. This is starting to worry me.
well, it's just more of what we've seen. It's been a steady drip by drip of bad offensive performances, and if they could get back to getting Castillo, get his pitch count up, so they can get him out of there at some point here, that's probably their best opportunity.
Yep, I think it goes back to that whole hitting is contagious thing that we were talking about earlier. It's going to take someone to get a walk or get a base hit to get it going, and then start to string one or two together and see what happens from there. Because I'm sure they're aware of how much they've been struggling with runners in scoring position, but it just takes, in my opinion, it just takes one big hit to kind of get everyone to loosen up a little bit, and let's hope that happens in the next inning or two.
They need a long ball. They need a walk on a long ball, just like last night. I mean, that's kind of what this team has boiled down to, right? I mean, they had their one long sequence rally against the Indians the other day, but by and large, the way this club is going, they need short sequence runs. Because they were talking last night about stringing together all these hits. AJ Przinsky and so on. I was like, are you kidding me? The Tigers haven't done that in weeks, months. They need short sequence, walk on a homer, uh, single and a double, get a run. That's what I'm
Yeah,
hoping.
and to piggyback off that, you cannot string together a bunch of hits in the playoffs very often. These teams are here for a reason. They're really good, and it's hard. I mean, even if you think about it, like batting average is still a percentage, right? So a 213 batter is going to get a hit about 21% of the time. So if you've got a lineup of a bunch of, you know, 210 to 250 batters, the percentage of all of them getting a hit is in a row and a row and a row is really not in your favor. And if it does happen, it's more happenstance than anything else. Or they brought in a bad pitcher. But when you're at this level in the playoffs, there's not a lot of bad pitchers out there. So for me, that's why power is so important in the playoffs. You have to be able to change the trajectory of the game with one swing. We saw it last night with Kerry Carpenter, and we've seen it with Dylan Dingler and whatnot. And I just think that a game like this with two staffs that have good pitchers, and especially tonight, it's going to come down to somebody hitting a home run. I'm going to go grab my charger, so I'll be back in 1 minute.
Okay. All right. Meanwhile, Julian, who's in town because the Tigers are going to be he's going to be in town this weekend. Julian, join us for a segment or two. How you doing?
Hello, Julian.
Hey guys, thanks for having me in, Roger. I appreciate it. I just figured I wanted to join because like it looks cool, and since I'm doing some Tiger stuff, I feel like I mixed up a little bit. Yesterday was a great win. I gotta say, I was watching it. I checked in the stream a little bit. I stayed up. Now tonight we have a battle. It's 1-0, so I'm interested to see what happens. This is like an old fashioned series. It's gonna remind. It kind of reminds me of how Tigers Guardians was for a little while, but
Yeah.
like this is really low scoring, like one swing, like you guys were saying. That really that it's all about like getting those good swings off and like having those home runs basically in a series like this.
Well, right now, just a hit would be nice. They haven't got a hit yet, so Tyler,
Oh, oh,
they're being as there being no hit right now through 5 innings. So it's kind of easy to forget
that's
that
a
was
problem.
lost. That is a big time problem. So you realize, guys, that
But
everybody. I don't know. It's weird to see. It's not weird. It is annoyingly the fact that 76 pitches and it buys with another walk and no hits. No hits yet. Tigers have threatened, but have not done anything to get this over. So we'll see what happens here with Baez now on first and one out.
had to get my computer charged. Had to get my computer charged so we don't die out here. I was literally just on another. I was on my own stream before this, so now I went right to yours basically with only like 10 minutes in between.
It's all good. But yeah, so right
Okay,
now
good.
Gabe Spider is warming up for the Mariners.
I would love to see Meadows drive one to the opposite field for a change, or loop one to the opposite field for a hit, whatever.
I like when you're Javi Baez walk in this economy.
That, for a Javi Baez walk, that's crazy.
Yeah.
You might as well steal second now while he's at it.
Yeah, they need to do something here. Ball two here on Meadows, and again Parker Meadows. A nice home run here by Parker Meadows would be nice. Something.
I really like him at the bottom of the lineup. I feel like he's a good guy to have down there because he gives you a little pop, gives you a little. He's better than a lot of 9 hitters, so I think it's like a good way to shake up some bats a little bit, almost like a double leadoff situation.
Yeah. Well, he's kind of been struggling against fastballs a little bit, but
Serve one in the
you know
left.
what? You know what? A bunt. Maybe a bunt Stingle to the third baseline would be nice. Mother.
I just saw it.
Yeah.
We beat it out, but yeah.
You guys surprised they didn't do anything different there and try to maybe bunt or do something a little different?
I think
Almost got that up the middle.
yeah, he did almost a few feet to the left, and he would have had a base hit. But I am in some ways not surprised that they didn't have Parker bunt there, just because of the platoon advantage. And Glaber coming up next, and Glaber has not hit well off of Luis Castillo in his career. I think he had something like a 300 OPS and like 17 plate appearances, something like that. So I'm not surprised. It's just a shame that ball wasn't a few feet to the left.
Yeah. It's interesting because there was rumors about Torres for Castillo back in the day with the Yankees and Reds, and now it's like Torres hasn't really done too well against him. So I find that a little bit funny. But Glaber's got to lock in a little bit. I know we had that double yesterday, but like he's done well in the playoffs before for the Yankees, so I feel like there's still more in there for him. I think he's got to get going a little bit.
Wondering if Meadows can get a jump here.
I would be running.
Yes.
I would. What have the Tigers shown that they can create offense by swinging the bat? I mean, I'm trying to generate a run here in any way. I don't care if it's a hit and run or whatnot or whatever they do, depending on the count when it happens. But for me, like I'm willing to send
There he goes.
Meadows here, even if it is risky.
Yeah, I agree. You got to get the run across anyway, anyhow, at this point. Just tie it up to one and go from there.
I just saw the foul ball, so I'm probably 2 pitches behind you all, but they were running there, so I guess we'll see what happens now.
Yeah, I did see him take off as well. So I'm watching closely to see if he's going again. Yep, there he goes. And a hit for Torres.
Oh, thank God.
All right. Well,
Now
But
they're going to bring in Spire. I can almost guarantee Kerry and Riley up next. Here he comes.
So Glaber broke the first hit of the night, right?
Yep.
yeah, that's the
that's
first.
it.
Yeah,
No hitters gone. Anyway, that's something.
yeah. So
So do you guys pinch hit Jemai right here?
no, 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 no. You keep. I don't think it's too early to. I don't. I don't know. I think Carpenter. You ride out with Carpenter.
Yeah, you gotta keep in Kerry. You can't pinch hit him. Kerry's been rolling.
What about you, Clay? What do you
Good
think?
point.
You should, Clay. What would you do here?
I would. Oh man, it's a tough spot because this is a huge moment in the game, and if they do pinch hit for him, I wouldn't be surprised. But
Oh, that's
gut
tough.
feeling would say to leave him in for now.
It's too early for me.
Yeah. They only got one more lefty in the pen. So, you know, that'll factor into the equation too. But I don't know. I wouldn't at all be surprised if Jemai is standing at the plate when they come back from commercial break, but we'll
Yeah,
see.
I'm thinking it's Jemai Jones.
I would be a little surprised, but I know how AJ works, so I guess like I shouldn't be that surprised. It's just that Kerry's been so good, like he's had a great postseason. Like it's tough to take him out in the fifth inning, in my opinion. But like if Jemai handles it and then he ties it up, then it's a good move. But if Jemai whiffs like he did the other day when they put him in for Riley Green, then that's not going to be great.
Oh, well, thank
Yeah,
you.
I would rather see Carpenter bat.
I would
I
too.
think the way Hinch operates, as you said, Julian, I could see the pinch hitter here.
Thank you for the gifts, by the way, Sean. Thank you for handing out the membership gifts. They're much appreciated.
I
exquisite.
really,
Very
I
exquisite.
really, I really hope he doesn't do it though. With that being said, I hope he doesn't pinch hit for him, but we'll see. We'll find out soon.
I'm hoping that Spire can spike one and
Yeah.
Meadows can run home.
Hey, anyway,
I think this comes down to piggyback off what I was saying with needing power in the playoffs. Like if you bring out Carpenter right now, like you're bringing out your potentially one of your best power bats, and it changes that order going forward for later in the game as well. I get it's a huge spot, so I wouldn't like fault Hinch. I wouldn't be mad about it, but it would suck to see your one of your best power bats out in the fifth inning.
I basically look at the Tigers as a big three of Torkel, St. Green, and Carpenter. So if you take out one, he's in. They didn't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad. I'm glad.
Yeah, you don't want to burn them too early, as somebody said in the chat too. Carpy taking them to Tacoma. That'd be nice.
He just needs a hit. That's it. He doesn't need even need to do that. Just get a hit or even walk.
Carpy. Yeah, it should be.
Ooh.
Spider is also tough against righties. 615 OPS. So
Yeah, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't in that situation. Then
yeah,
Good point, Rogelio.
yeah, that's a good little tidbit. I didn't know that, so I do
yeah.
appreciate that too.
You just gotta. You're just hoping the Carpenter can come through in the clutch, Mister. I don't want to say Mr. October. Can we use? Okay, so here's. I have a rule about these things.
Let's hear it.
I hate when people say Watergate or whatever, insert gate. You be original. Come up with an original name. Like he's the Tigers version of Mr. October. No, there's only one Mr. October, and that's Reggie Jackson. So think of something else.
Respect on that.
Yeah, like for example, call Carpenter. I know he's a big Jesus. He loves God and everything. So maybe
Yes.
he's risen again. Whatever you gotta do, but just don't say the stupid. Why do we always have to same damn using the same old names over and over again? We can't be
How about
creative.
I know, and then Kerry Bonds is a little bit over the top for me too. Like we probably got to relax with that one as well. Like I mean, it's Barry Bonds. It's funny, but like still.
Barry Carpenter with the rare 2-strike timeout.
Yes, late for him.
Yes.
Yeah, I like Kerry a lot, though. I think I told Roger I had a good interview with Kerry in the stadium at Yankee Stadium, and then I, t- I talked to him in the press too, like after Game 3.
Damn it.
Yeah, you're ahead of us. I knew it was bad because you gave it away, but yeah, it's tough.
Oh,
Yeah,
well.
Well, 4 innings left, 1 run game. Got to keep grinding it out.
absolutely.
Because if they win today, then things are looking really, really good. If they lose, then it's questionable again. But like the Tigers are still in a good spot because they would still have the home field advantage at that point, and then you would have Schoolboy in a potential Game 5. So it's not the end of the world. It would be nice to get it because since they stole it yesterday, but like taking one was the main goal. But hopefully they could obviously figure it out today.
It's got to scratch this out.
Hey guys, I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to hop off here, but I appreciate the invite, and it was great chatting with you all. Go Tigers!
Yeah, Clay.
Clay,
Yeah, we were definitely overdue. Next time you're in town, or I'm actually going to be down in Louisville soon, so I will. I'll text you personally, and we'll figure something out because my work's sending me to Louisville. I think next month for something. So,
oh wow,
Let me know.
all right, cool. Thanks,
Hey,
man. Jumping
All
on.
Okay,
right,
Clay.
guys. See you all.
Nice meeting you.
Yes.
Yeah, you as well, man. Have a good one.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
too.
Clay's from Just Baseball, classy dude, very classy guy.
Oh,
One
I
of my,
know Aaron Layington I actually know from Just Baseball.
yeah,
I know he's like the main guy there. Me and him are kind of close. I've seen him in some Marlin games and at the winter meetings one time. Had him on a podcast a while ago. Just Baseball is definitely good company though. Definitely
yeah,
good vouch for that.
yeah. Good people over there at Just Baseball, but yeah. So right now the Tigers are so Schoolball's based in Garver, Robles, and Crawford to start the bottom of the fifth inning. As a total of 3 hits so far, but the Mariners have that home run from Jorge Polanco.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it's really interesting. I mean, he has 6 strikeouts right now. He's only giving up 2 hits with the bomb, like you said. Castillo was pretty good, but here's the thing, guys. I think you'll agree with me. The Tigers might be in a better spot because the Mariners really burned their bullpen yesterday, and Schoolball's going to give them more length. Like, is Munoz available today? He barely gets 6 outs. Like, is he going to go to Munoz again? Like, that's huge if he can't close the game.
Right. I got to believe they'll let him go 1 inning tonight if they
How
have
many
to.
pitches did he throw yesterday?
Munoz, I think, it threw 2, didn't he?
He threw
Two,
2 innings.
two.
Yeah.
I'm wondering how many pitches. I'll have to check really quick. Let me see if I can find it.
I thought Tigers won one playoff game last year at home. Yeah, I think they won one.
They did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did.
They beat Cleveland in Game 3.
That's right.
Yeah, I have a feeling that Munoz was somewhere around the 25 pitches, maybe
25. Yeah, so maybe they'll go an inning if they maybe.
I got to believe if it's a 1 or 2 run lead, they're going to make him close that game.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Kerry just made a really nice play.
Yeah, Kerry's an underrated right fielder in my opinion.
He's got a lot
Yeah.
better since he was in Erie, man. He was terrible in the minors.
Oh,
I know his reputation was really like a DH. I remember. I didn't really think he was that good in the field.
that was pretty.
Yeah, I mean he's really locked in right now. It's good to see.
Who we got here?
Robles.
Eric Schoolboy 64 pitches so far, so should be a lot.
He might give you 7.
Yeah.
He might give you 7. I know you guys probably talked about this, but how do you guys feel about Flaherty getting the ball Game 3? I actually like it. I think it was a smart decision.
Yeah. No, he's got a kind of guy that feeds off the home crowd really well too.
I feel like he gives him a better shot than Mize just because he's been through it a little bit more. I think Mize is like all right right now, but I have more confidence in Jack based off what I saw in Cleveland. He pitched better than Mize too.
You know,
Yeah.
I just
Yeah,
think in a short-term perspective
Yeah.
too, Flaherty looked better last week against the
Yeah.
Guardians.
and that's why you have Parker Meadows out there. That's why you have Parker Meadows. Parker Meadows loves Seattle. Look, if I can get that poster, look, if I can get that poster of him robbing Kyle Raleigh from 2 years ago or last year, I want to get that poster. That's one of my favorite moments of all time. Yeah, this is why Meadows is. Wait, him right here. He's a gazelle. He could just run all day
Oh,
long.
whoa. Okay, that was interesting.
What just happened?
You'll find
Glaber,
out.
Did they bunt?
no, Glaber, yeah, they wanted Glaber did all he could,
Oh,
really.
jeez.
It was a good spot, but yeah, I mean, there wasn't much to really do there.
My thoughts on Flaherty are that I understand why they did it. AJ certainly seems to give him a longer leash than Casey Mize, and that says something to me. And they both faced Seattle back in July, and I think that Casey Mize gave up 6 runs in 3 innings, and Jack Flaherty went 5 innings and gave up 2 runs. He did give up a pair of homers, but they were solo shots. So I think for those reasons, and I'm sure 100 others, I can see why they're going to Flaherty. But I like Casey Mize too. I think that he's gonna come up big in Game 4 if there is one. But I can understand why they flipped him for this series.
Yeah, because like Logan Gilbert's tough and he pitches really well in Comerica as well. So you got to give yourself the best chance to try to win that.
Yep.
Scooble just looked at Torres's glove flip and said, "Hey, that wasn't very high.
Yeah.
Mine was way higher the other day."
Yeah.
I'll probably
What's-
never get over the long snapper moment. By the way, I'm always going to make jokes about that.
You know,
that was crazy.
yeah.
I called it the unholy hat trick that inning. The long snap, the error, and the balk.
They scored 4 runs off School and the ball didn't leave the infield in 2
Yep.
games. That's like absurd to me still. I still can't believe that actually happened.
The changeup came through there though on Randy Rosarena.
Guard's ball is on.
Yeah.
Guard's ball is so weird.
Problematic. He's like, never mind. Yeah, that was. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, man, his changeup looks rough. Oops. There you go. He gone. He is gone.
You mentioned the unholy trinity tweet, and I gotta say I really appreciate that you're a verified Twitter user because you get to I always enjoy reading your expanded tweets. So and that was one I enjoyed as well.
I don't care to give Musk my money, but I like having the ability to write what I want to write.
Yeah.
Hey,
Kind of replaced having a blog.
how do I find you on Twitter? What's your handle? I have everyone else.
Oh, it's Uper _IA, Iowa, even though I don't live there anymore.
Yeah. Oh, and Tina's making a good point here. Tarek needs some damn help.
We do follow each other, actually. My bad. Sorry. Go ahead.
That's good.
Yeah, good point, Tina.
So, Tarek, Sean, yeah, the Wings do start the season. Hockey's already starting already on Thursday. Whew,
I'm not.
yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. I'm so far like out of that mode. It doesn't even faze me that it's happening on Thursday. Like the Rangers open this season on my birthday. I'm just like whatever.
Oh yeah, that's right. You grew up as a Rangers fan?
Yeah, Rangers next. Jets. I'm embarrassed, but unfortunately. And then
That's a big clown today, man.
what do you mean today? It's every week for the last like 10+ years. Like this is nothing new, unfortunately.
Yeah, I feel sorry for Aaron Glenn, but I mean, a job is a job. But good lord, did he not realize what he was getting into?
He's in over his head. He had no idea. He thought he was going to fix it. He's not. It's over. It's over his head. There's nothing he could do.
Man, Jay the man. He says, man, trauma from last year. Tigers game 4, Red Wings home opener. Bad vibes. I hope it's a different tone this year. So Green, Torkelson, and Keefe are the scheduled batters for the Tigers in the top of the 6th inning. Mariners up 1-0. Mariners so far just 1 run on the 3 hits, like mentioned earlier, with the Polanco home run. In case you're just tuning in for the first time, but yeah, look, game 2 or game 3 on Tuesday is going to be a really good crowd. Even though it's a 408 crowd, we were talking about this yesterday with the work, people going to work and the crowds coming down to Comerica. Sean, Nick's Bing Bong. I had a Joe Pesci voice in my head when he said Bing Bong, get out of here.
That's
No,
so funny.
yeah. At least it's funny. It's like you're one of the few people that are from our New York crowd that I think if we had a John Boy Media person on here, which would never happen because they whatever, they
I
would.
don't. I'm not a fan of them. I don't associate me with them. Not like you. Not like.
That's why I knew why I like this guy a lot. I mean,
not like you were. Not like you were. I was just like letting everyone know that's
yeah,
like listening and doesn't know me. Like, yeah, no, I'm not about that.
yeah. It's I'm glad they have their own individual channel that they can, fanboy Yankee boys and stuff about, and then accuse everybody of cheating and all that stuff. So
It's a bunch of nonsense. Not interested.
yeah, congratulations. Somebody with capital money gave you money. That's cool.
Exactly. Like whatever.
Yeah. Anyway, you know what? I'm sure they have an audience. Everybody likes them. To each their own. Anyway, so all right. So why don't you count on Green? And again, for the series, yeah, I mean he hasn't struck out. I mean today, so there's that.
Yeah, Riley's got to get going a little bit. There's definitely way more in there. Like, and we know what he could do. I mean,
That's a good way to put it, Sean. They have perfected the Bill Simmons playbook of heliocentric folks. And there's a strike.
yeah.
As soon as I said that about him not striking out, he strikes out.
Oh, Roger.
Come on, Green.
That's unfortunate.
So they got Buzzardo up. So I imagine that Spire's not going to face the pinch hitter for Keith.
Yeah.
A torque bomb would be nice here. Yep. I'm El Jinxo here. Yeah. El Jinxo here. Maybe, you know what? Look, I'm not going to, maybe Torkelson will strike out instead of getting a home run. There we go.
Let's see. I mean, this is a good spot for Torque. He definitely hits lefties well. Let's see.
Yeah, I feel like he's kind of due.
He is due.
Got to knock one through the marine layer here.
Damn marine layer is going to come back to haunt the Tigers.
One going to knock one through the marine layer.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So one out here. 1-1 count on Torkelson. For his career, lifetime is 0-4 against the lifetime in his career. So he found out yesterday, former Tiger prospect. Yeah, everyone on this team is due. Oh, absolutely.
That's a good point. Except Kerry, I guess, because he's been rolling.
Yeah. I think Torque's been also a little late on everything too.
Yeah.
You were the one that said that yesterday, right? It was that he seems like he's a little late.
Late on a lot, popping up.
Definitely, Wenzel Perez definitely has to get it going too. I know he got that hit in Cleveland, but he had a rough series for most of that. But he did have the biggest hit of the series because I felt like the 4-1 was finally what opened them up to like have some breathing room. Because 2-1 was good, like it helped them get the lead, but like you never feel stable 1 run. So like I thought that was like huge too. Damn, he got out.
Yep. Come on, Tor Spencer. 6 hopper to short.
Yeah, Wenzel's got to get it going. Come on, Wenzel. Let's see.
Like a mound visit.
Let me ask you guys this: do you guys think the Yankees are cooked?
Yeah, I think they're done.
Yeah. I that pitching staff just doesn't have it.
Yeah. I know that everybody's talking about the Cam Shifter dude or whatever, but I'm not whatever. I'm not entirely impressed.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good matchup against Boston. He was hype. Like the Blue Jays are better, so like I don't even know if we're gonna get to see him because like Red Zone is game 3. But yeah, I was just curious what you guys thought. I probably think they're done as well. Like they might win game 3, but like I don't expect much more than that.
Here we go. Two out, nobody on. Just got to hope for the best here. All right. Nope.
Yeah. Well, 3 innings left.
Yeah, the Jays have that look to them. They absolutely do. They have that swagger to them, and
Mm-hmm.
Blue Jay fans are some of the most loyalist fans out there. They're a rabid fan base.
Yep.
I like a lot of them. Some of them are kind of over the top. Like I actually am friends with a couple of them that I had just had on my live stream before. So like it's chill. I mean, Blue Jay fans have been deprived, like you said, like missing a lot of big players, like not winning ships and Show Carter and like all that stuff. And I know it's been a minute for the Tigers too, but yeah. So like I get it.
Yeah. So, due up for the Mariners, Cal Raleigh, Rodriguez, and Polanco.
Well, I mean, for all the obvious reasons, big inning. They get through this inning, then they can keep this, get through that part of the order, keep this a one-run game. They got every chance in the world.
Yeah,
They
I
let
mean
these guys pat his lead. It's going to get ugly.
He does like they have a whole country. That's
that is true.
yeah, yeah. I mean, the Expos. By the way, speaking of the Expos, the documentary on the Expos is coming out on the 20th of this month, I believe.
Yo, I'm so hyped for that. Like I
Me
can't wait
too.
to see that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
'cause all they're gonna do
That'd
is
be great.
rip on. I cannot. And you remember this. Some people in the chat may remember this, but the running joke we had every week, Chris and I had, was ripping on Jeffrey Loria every week. You remember that,
Yeah.
Cooper? Yeah,
He's such a scumbag.
he's such a piece of crap.
Uh,
Jeffrey Loria is one of the worst people on earth. And we did
He,
every
he
week. We ripped on him every week. It was
I gotta listen to some of that. I'd love to hear it. I gotta
oh
go
yeah,
back and see
oh yeah,
it.
because this is when he was in the Marlins, and he just always had that look. He always looked like he was taking a crap face, like this. No, no. Jeffrey Loria should be shot out of a cannon. This guy was a swindler. I mean, he was the owner of the Marlins, and somehow he switched franchises. The way he went about all of it was shisty behavior, shisty man. And the Expos also were shunned out of a TV contract by the Blue Jays.
That's
So
interesting. Yeah, like I never got to go to Montreal, unfortunately, because like they blew it up too quick. I was only like 12 when they blew it up. I
well,
always wanted to see it too. Like I was interested in it. I was like, when they got rid of it, I was like, God damn. But because I've never been to Montreal, I've been to Toronto before. And if the Yankees somehow force a game 5, I actually might go because I'm not that far right now. But like, it's doubtful that they'll even get that far.
yeah, I mean, he tried to contract the Minnesota Twins, and I think there was another team. He moved the team to NL so he could just run from Houston. Yeah, Jeffrey Loria, to me, is one of the worst owners, one of the worst characters of all time in terms of like what he got away with. And he ruined the Marlins. He ruined the Expos.
He's a villain, man.
yeah.
He's a
Yeah.
villain.
Really, yeah. And meanwhile, Dave Sampson also kind of a dick.
Yeah, he comes off to me as like a little bit arrogant for not really like doing that much of anything of importance to me. Really, like he talks a big game, but like I don't know, bro. He's kind of whack to me too, to be honest. I like how he broke down the Boris contract negotiations. I thought that was
Yeah,
kind of insightful, but like he's not really fully for me.
yeah. I know you meant. I know what you meant, Sean. Yeah. Too many. Yeah. I remember there was an ownership in that was trying to buy the Marlins before Derek Jeter. They were like, I believe it was like some sort of Hispanic group, and baseball was like, nah. And then Derek Jeter pulled out of it because the people that took over were so cheap. With Miami's such could be a better baseball town.
I know.
Oh, no question.
I can offer some insights on there because I go there a lot. Like, it's kind of disappointing, honestly. Like, it has potential because think about the Latino community and how much Latinos love baseball, but they still can't get them to go out to the park because, like, the team refuses to spend money on real players. Like, They don't give you any reason to show up. Like the ownership's absolutely terrible. They promise things that don't come to fruition. Like absolute mess. And then they trade any player that's worth a damn or becomes good. Even after they won the two championships, they blow it up instantly. Like it's just a complete joke. And the fact they won two championships is still wild to me. Like it's really hard to think that they actually won two championships based on how like they're set up.
Yeah.
Well, it was Wayne Huizinga won. They won that first title and they busted the team up that winter. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I was a baby, so I don't know the full story, but like I figured it out.
Oh, there you go. 2 out. Scuba looked very impressive there, dusting Calarali.
Yeah,
Really overmatched him.
I love Tariq. He's so fun to watch in the mountains. He's just a competitor.
I think he knows he's got to keep the clamps down here because the boys ain't going to get more than 2 tonight.
Yeah, it's one of those nights, unfortunately. Again,
I said earlier this game might be a race to 3 runs. It might actually just be a race to 2.
the over under was 5.5. I was like, that's so low, but then I was like, it actually might go under.
Yeah.
yeah.
I was like, the more I thought about it.
Got to get Polanco this time.
Yeah, you can't let him bet it again, that's for sure. Polanco's a good, interesting vet. He's been through it a little bit, but he's kind of back this year.
Yeah,
Always been one of those pesky guys, and come through when you least expect it. There he is. When he was with the Twins, he got a lot of big hits against Tigers.
Yeah, he was really good with Minnesota. Let's see, Scooble's at 82 pitches. He can definitely go at least one more minimum.
yeah. We were talking about that earlier. We were kind of thinking. We don't really necessarily, or I don't mean to say we. I don't mean to speak for everyone else, but I wouldn't be too surprised if he would even get up to 110, 115.
Yeah, let's see if he turns them loose. He doesn't do it that often, but if there was a time to do it, this would be the time to do it.
Exactly.
Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Uh,
Come on! What the fuck?
Wow. He did it again. Jesus.
Again.
The Jorge Polanco game.
Yeah.
yeah.
Jorge effing Polanco! Jorge Polanco!
Wow.
That
That's
was a
stunning.
bomb there.
Yeah, he got him. To both sides, too, I'm pretty sure. I think he didn't hit one to right the first one, and then that's left now. Like, man. He hit 2 bombs. I mean, it's not done yet. It's only 2 runs, but not great, obviously.
Yeah.
Sorry for the swearing, folks. I was just I'm watching the game. I'm sitting there like going, "You gotta be effing kidding me!"
Yeah,
It's
Jorge.
okay, Roger. Sometimes I let it go too. Sometimes you just gotta let it go. Like I think I let a few go yesterday after the Yankees lost. I didn't let any go today because I had so many people on the panel. I didn't want to, but yesterday I definitely let a few go. I was very animated about the usage of Luke Weaver.
I like the way you described it, Sean. Why is it doofus hitters?
Sometimes it be like that.
Well, I like that doofus hitters. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's I like. Yeah, here's Corey would sit here.
The location of those 2 pitches were very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jorge
That's-
Polanco this year, 800 OPS versus righties and a 900 OPS against lefties.
Yeah, he's been good. That was totally called for.
Yeah, I only use it when I have to, and I don't really want to. And all right, so score trackers updated with Polanco being the only one that's done anything to worth a lick tonight.
Oh man, this is gonna be something.
Huh?
And you know what? Problematic is he's correct. He said 2 runs is a huge deficit for these Tigers, and yeah. Yeah, and when that pitch is middle, I mean, you look at that pitch right in the zone. Anybody could do that. And yesterday, the way the Tigers won that game was they limited damage just to Rodriguez and Raleigh.
Yeah.
Now everybody else is not. I mean, Raleigh's struggling. Everybody else is struggling, but Jorge Polanco's like, hold my beer. You know,
One pitch was a 99, the other was a slider in the 80s. But if you look at the location, boy, they're basically he took the same swing on both.
yeah.
Middle.
All right. So
Usually I say you don't sweat the solo homers, but the Tigers are in a little bit of a different situation these days.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, all it takes is one swing in the back, get one guy on, and you could still get the two back. You never know.
Yeah, they're gonna have to get a big hit one way or the other. The other just have to hope that there's a couple runners on it if it happens.
no, I meant Jay the Man. I meant like as far as like he's shutting down everybody. I meant yesterday the Tigers were able to shut down everybody but those two. I mean, I think the rest of the order went like over 28. But I'm just saying, the one guy that can do anything against the Tigers today is Polanco out of all people. So
The
Yeah,
way
it's some
the
crazy stuff.
Mariners crushed to the Tigers back in July with basically they just pummeled them offensively for 3 days. The Detroit pitching has been just absolutely wonderful. As bad as those two pitches were by School, but he's pitching a good game. But
Yeah,
you got a big goose egg for the Tigers, and not much you can do.
I mean, look, if he goes 7 innings and gives up 2 runs, it's not
Yeah,
on him. He got to hit something.
exactly right.
So he's not going to shut it out every time.
No, he's pitching a strong game. Just groove two pitches. Sometimes those get missed. They get missed today.
Yeah, it's a good point as well. It's a really good point.
Yeah, that is.
We got Bizzardo pitching. All right.
Let's see. Dingler. Oh, wow. Closer than I thought it would have been.
Yeah, Dylan's got decent athleticism. He reminds me a little bit of JT Realmuto, and we could only hope that he ends up that good. But he gets
That would
down
be
to
great.
I think that he played center field in college along with catcher, and I think that's a good indicator for his future for sure.
Yeah, I think Dylan's in a good spot, honestly. I think he's had a really good season. So we'll see how he develops going forward.
this is like the 1960s kind of offense before the mound was lowered. It just
Yeah.
seems like they have to scratch across offense across the league. The batting averages this year was kind of ridiculous, but I mean, come on.
Yeah, I know a lot of people don't do batting average anymore, but like it is astoundingly low. Yeah,
Yeah.
I hear you there.
And the walks, even the walks haven't gone away since earlier in the game.
Yeah. A lot of short at bats, 2, 3 pitches. Fouled off. Well, now McKinstry's making him work a little bit.
Yeah, you need that.
Hmm. Yeah, Seattle's got a
Damn it.
good bullpen.
Yeah, we got 7 outs left. Let's see.
Just has that feeling. Where's it going to come from, right?
Yeah, they're in search mode right now.
Javier.
Javi.
Yeah, I know Thomas has said this, and he's absolutely. I've never seen a team just suddenly just cannot hit at all. Running for scoring position tonight, though, to surprisingly, the Tigers are only 0 for 3. And, so that I guess that's a positive if you want to look at it that way.
Yeah, I'd say haven't really had that many chances.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, Bias is in there.
There
So
you
there's
go.
the bloop. Now can we get the blast?
Got the blast. That's the next one. Here we go.
Yeah, that's let's see.
Meadows.
That sounds like a Cosby thing. Get the bloop, the blast. I don't know what the hell that was. Sorry, folks. I don't know what that was.
Javi wants to win. Yeah, Javi's always been a winner.
Well, we've talked a lot about Meadows tonight and what's been wrong. How about one thing going right?
Yeah. I still think it's crazy how his brother fell off so badly. That was rough. His brother, I thought, was going to be a really good player too.
The day that trade happened, I supported it completely. That team needed power, and he had, I think, hit 60 home runs combined the previous 2 years. But
Yeah,
that vertigo really messed him up, and it's a nasty business.
Yeah. I remember he was good on Tampa Bay. I do remember.
Yeah, I was pumped when they traded for him, and it was just a really sad situation, and hopefully he's adjusting to life outside of baseball well. You hope for the best for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's starting. I think he's starting a fishing podcast or something like that.
Oh, that's great.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Let's see here.
2-2.
The waiting is the hardest part, as Tom Petty once saying.
Yes. No.
No.
I do have an interesting question. Someone in your chat brought up. Do you think the guy should have called up Kevin McMonagle? Did you guys want them to
No.
You didn't want them to?
No. I'm gonna say it again. No. Period. It doesn't matter. I will. Kevin McGonigal should not have been called up. It doesn't matter. McGonigal still need to work on the field. A lot of people think he's ready in the organization, but look at his numbers in the last month. You know what? I'm gonna pull up his numbers right now in the month of September and prove you guys that he was not ready.
All right, let's see it.
All right.
I didn't mean to trigger.
I'm sorry. It's a question I get every day. Almost.
I didn't mean to trigger you. I was really just curious.
Kevin McGonigal. Look, I love Kevin McGonigal. I think be a fine baseball player. But let me pull out the stats here. Okay.
Let's see it.
Okay.
It's hard to believe he would have patched up a lot of the ills that this team has right now.
No. And then you know what happened? People are like, "Oh, he sucks." But from August 2nd to September 24th, did he hit a lot of home runs? Yeah, he hit 12 home runs. Great. Okay, cool. He also walked more than he struck out. But he hit 234, 372, and 562. Okay? That's simple. But if you can't play defense, what does it matter? To the organization.
I hear you.
I mean, if you want me to get more particular about it, Okay, fine. From August 20th, the last month of the season, like from not including, he batted 205. There you go.
And he was rolling the ball over a little bit for a while there. I agree. The timing would have been a little bit awkward. I was checking out his stats the other day, and he only hit 254 at Erie, but his batting average on balls in play was also only 230. So I think that he was rolling over on the ball a little bit, but I
Yeah,
think that he also dealt with some poor batted ball luck. But I agree. If they were going to call him up, they probably should have done it closer to September 1st. And if they didn't, I think that what it was they didn't think that his defense was ready.
yeah. No, like I said, I've said that once, and I've said it 1,000 times. His defense in the series against Altoona, like he made a couple plays where he misplayed the ball. I mean, it's just like, to me, the Tigers value defense. I mean, comparing him to Connor Griffin, because Connor Griffin was his counterpart. Connor Griffin's like miles away better than him defensively, and for his size and everything. So McGonagall is going to be fine. And a lot of people in the organization think he can hit. I've heard that from people that work in the organization. But there's no reason to rush him. Period. So it's I understand why you want a different bat. You want to do this. You want to do that. But good lord, like, I'm tired of people trying to rush the guy up. No, doesn't need to be rushed up. Period. So anyway.
I would be interested in having extension talks with him like they did with Colt Keith. And I mentioned that on Twitter, and people were just so nice about in their replies. They were just so friendly, as they always are. But I don't. I totally, and Rogelio watches more minor league baseball than anyone I know, and if he says that Kevin McGonigal wasn't ready, then I trust his opinion.
Yeah, I'll trust it as well. I really didn't know. I was more of a curious question because I'm not like checking the Tiger system as much. But like, I'm sure. So you think next year he'll get the call at a certain point in time? I'm guessing.
I think he might be, if he makes the team. I think was it see who said that in the chat? Robert, look, if he has a good spring training, I think he makes the team out of the. There's a reason why he's going to the Arizona Fall League. He's going to get to see some time at third base. I still he can make the team out of spring training. If they're not going to sign Gleyber Torres, then he can make the team as a second base. I think so.
I agree. I think he has to make the team out of spring training.
I would, with the lockout looming in 27, I'd be happy to gain that extra year and keep him out for the first 2 weeks,
Great point.
and then bring him up. But that you're talking maybe 10, 12 games.
Yeah, and the interesting part about it that is that prospect promotion incentive. Kind of I think that Jackson Jobic could have used a little bit more time in AAA, but they caught him up right from the beginning, in part I think because of the potential of gaining that extra draft pick. So you wonder if that would play into their calculus at all. I'm sure that it would, but it's a good point about the lockout looming, and
No.
you can't count on him.
Oh God.
What? Don't do that. Don't.
No. Look, no. It was because the lockout. I was saying, oh God, not the game.
Okay.
Sorry. Because like you guys were talking lockout, I thought we were in sync there. I should have specified. Not about the game.
No, but as you're saying, go ahead, Joe.
No, I was just going to say it's such a good point about if you do hold him back and getting that additional year, you kind of weigh the risk of
Just in case 27 is a washout year,
Yeah, exactly. And what are the chances of him winning Rookie of the Year versus and you getting that draft pick versus calling him up right away, or waiting for a few weeks and then call him up and getting that additional year? I don't know the risk reward on that, but I'm sure that they'll spend a lot of time thinking about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he makes the team out of spring training if you do what you got to do. I mean, they also have to figure out what they have to do with Hai Lee and Max Anderson, who are also on the cusp of the majors. Well, I mean, I don't think Hai Lee's ready because I still think he strikes out too much too. You know, the Tigers have a problem with guys that are not quote unquote controlling the strike zone a little bit with those guys, except for Anderson, who fits their profile more.
How do you feel about Max? How do you feel about Max Clark?
I think Clark's fine. I mean, Clark's developing like we talked about him yesterday about he's a very unique talent. He's a guy who is very self-aware, smart baseball player, loves the game. We can tell by his attitude. He's a fantastic player. I think he's developing fine. I think he has a chance to make the club later in the year, but we'll see.
Okay.
You know, so
Yeah, I think he's a cool prospect from like an outside look. I almost saw him play in Tampa one time, but he was hurt, unfortunately. I never got to see him live yet. Maybe next year, depending on where he ends up. We'll have to see.
What a bummer that must have been. Go to the game, you know, you're ready. You're
I
ready.
was so upset. It's low A, man. Like, you don't get a lot of good things in low A, and when you don't have like a guy play you want to see, that ruins the whole day in low A. Like, there's not. And then the other time I went, Lombard wasn't playing, and I wanted to see Lombard play, so I had some bad luck with that.
That is bad luck.
Yeah, I'm excited for Lombard though. I talked to the father too about him, like off the record. It was interesting. So like that was a conversation I had with him last month.
Oh yeah, if I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken, he was because didn't George Lombard play for the Tigers at one point?
I believe the father did. I want to say you're correct.
yeah,
I think
he played for the Tigers after he was with the Braves.
I believe that was the first autograph I ever got was from George Lombard.
Oh no way!
Yeah.
That's cool, man. I got an autograph from do you guys remember this guy named Bobby C? He was like a reliever. I got an autograph baseball.
Yeah.
That was I got an autograph ball from him that's still in my house. That was like 14 years old.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, I remember we caught him on the way out of the game and he signed it for us.
That's great.
All right, so
He was nice.
so
Oh, okay, that's good.
Hold on, give me 1 sec. I'm gonna be right back. I had to charge my phone. I think I died, unfortunately.
all right, so it is now heading to the top of the eighth. Tigers down 2-0. So it continues as the offense has been. Hold on, let me see if I can undo this again. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, I'm unmuted.
Yeah,
I'm
no, I
good
got
now.
you. No, yeah, I got you.
Yeah, we're rolling here. So, Joe, what type of stuff do you do? I just started following you recently, so tell me what I could be looking for.
Yeah, I just the literal only thing I tweet about is the Tigers, and just try to. I like to try to find just tweet about stuff that I find interesting or kind of things that I'm looking for. Not that I'm any type of expert at all, but just stuff that I think is interesting, basically. How about you?
I do reporting, podcasting, writing, video edits, like highlights, basically almost anything you could think of besides like a professional camera, I guess. It's like I'm not like a photographer. I could basically do anything else. So I guess in retrospect.
That sounds awesome.
Thanks. Yeah, I'll definitely lock in with some more of your stuff going forward.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Let's see.
Yeah. So yeah, I think the Tigers have the top of the order coming up in the eighth inning, and this kind of feels like their chance because and you wonder if Munoz will be in there this inning. But this feels like an important inning coming up here in the eighth.
I couldn't agree more with you because, like, you're not going to get Munoz in the eighth. He may get the ninth, but also you have to question how effective is he going to be off throwing 25 pitches. So there might be some, and also here's something I think you guys will enjoy. If Javi Baez sees Munoz, he might smoke a ball off him because he hit him hard last time, and he has that homer off him last year. So, like, and they were hitting him hard yesterday.
So the Tribe drops
Oh, hello. This is what the offense is reminding me of right now.
its third straight on this trip, 6-1 to the Rangers. For the Indians, 1 run on, let's say, 1 hit, That's all we got. One goddamn hit.
You can't say goddamn on the air.
Don't worry, nobody's listening anyway.
Sorry. That's how I feel right now. It's just like 2 effing hits right now. Yes.
Yeah, no, that's cool though, Joe. I appreciate networking and stuff. Roger's a good friend of mine. I think he told you guys a story yesterday about the Cotillo class and how we met and like we had lunch yesterday and like the whole nine yards.
It's so cool.
Thank
Such
you.
a small world.
Yeah, that's the right now. It's this is a time of game. This is a time of day too, or the time of the game where every single pitch feels like you have to. It's like, come on, like what are we doing here? Like what's going on? Why can't we just get one damn hit? Why can't I just also? I can't read the screen. Sorry,
Are
folks.
Glaber and Baez still the only hits?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Wow.
Screen. Sorry, folks. My whole thing went crazy.
Whoa.
Okay. Hey. Sorry about that. Trying to get this back on normal scene here.
Hello.
Yeah, that was stupid. It's driving me nuts. Like I'm just trying to get this back to where it was, and now it's not. I feel like the Brady Bunch right now. Here's a story about my screen. It's going fucking nuts on my own. All right.
I have these issues on my restream sometimes, so I totally understand what you're going through. It's okay.
I am. You know what, R1. I am a fan. I am a writer, but I also have to be a fan. I am a fan of this team first and foremost, and I make no apologies about that. But
Yeah, I'm still a Yankees fan too, honestly, so I get it. I'm not like, but like I've been more neutral because of my writing now than I used to be.
yeah.
But I might be gone. Something happened. Oh, I'm back. Yeah, I'm more neutral than I used to be. Like I'm still a fan in my heart, obviously, but like when I gotta work, and like I'm not gonna sugarcoat it and be like a Yankees boy by any means. Like if they're not good, I'm gonna tell you they're not good. Like I don't have any. I don't care whose feelings I really hurt too. I'm gonna say what I need to say.
So it should be.
Yeah.
So full count here on Torres, and looks like hopefully Torres can get another work this count, at least work to a walk or a hit would be nice. I mean, a walk too, but
Yeah, let's see. This is a big time at bat. I agree with you, Rod. Once you get to this point, you gotta lock in. Every pitch matters right now.
all right,
And he walked him. He did walk him.
all right. So here we go. So
This is why they didn't pinch it for Kerry Carpenter earlier.
yeah,
I'm
exactly.
surprised that the Mariners didn't go with. Kind of surprised they didn't go with Ferguson in this inning for the first 3 hitters, unless they just assumed that the Tigers would pinch hit Jemai. But you would think that they'd prefer Ferguson versus Jemai to Brash versus Carpenter. But we'll find out.
Maybe they didn't like Torres and like the rest of the lineup against Ferguson. I don't know.
Yeah.
Ferguson, like, he's been interesting. He's definitely had a bounce back. He was not good with the Yankees. Like, it was a short stint, but it was not a good stint. So like, it's good to see he figured it out, I guess.
Yeah, I didn't remember that he was on the Yankees. That's a
Trust me, it was nothing worth remembering.
yeah.
The fact that he's even a thought to pitch in the 8th in such an important game just shows how far that he's come since that. Let's see what Kerry can do.
Gary Bonds. Yeah, come on, Tina. Tina's right. He needs to come through here.
Let's see. Carp God.
Earn that nickname.
Let's see. You know what's actually funny about that? Barry Bonds was awful in the postseason. That's like ironic about that.
Yeah. Well, when he was with Pittsburgh or when he was with the Giants?
Pittsburgh for sure.
Yeah,
Well,
he didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he did that well with the Giants either in October, though. Even that World Series, only hit like one bomb. It was a blast, though, but other than that, it was a quiet series.
Okay.
Oh, there's the man.
Right in time. Came here for the Bloop and the Blast.
There you go, man.
Wait, hold on. I'm trying to put you not in center square. Hang on, I'm trying to redo this.
Yeah, sorry that for the extreme delay.
Oh no,
And-
well, you didn't miss much. I mean,
Yeah, I don't know if they've changed the rules, but I feel like you still can't win if you don't score.
Yeah, I think that's a problem.
But
Full count.
yeah, I do like, Matt Brash is a little bit wild. He's got nasty stuff, but
Hey, yeah. Hey, Chris, I'm Julian. Nice to meet you. I'm
hi
friends with
Julian. Yeah,
Roger.
I've seen your videos plenty, so thanks for
Oh,
joining.
thank
Sorry
you. I
that,
appreciate that.
oh, got to swing.
Christopher. Sean,
What's that?
oh, Christopher saying he's calling Christopher. Sean is.
That's a bad call, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is a bummer, right? Like the pitching for the Tigers has been stellar all postseason, really. Outside of the Melton and Herter kind
Yes.
of meltdown, and then the one inning from, or basically three batters from Montero.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's been terrific pitching, and the offense is just non-existent, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, they had one good game against the Guards. Yesterday was like gritty. It wasn't a great offense, but they found a way to win. I mean, I think their pitching kind of looks more gets in the first half, which is positive compared to like what it was going through down the stretch. They still got to find it offensively a little bit, though. Like they're still got to find a little bit on offense, more consistent.
That's a rough strike two call on Riley Green there.
Yeah, that was a shit call. Wow, that was way off the zone.
Yeah.
Are you guys ready for the ABS? Because I am.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it in the minors watching it. I think it'll add a little fun element to the game, but yeah, it's tough. You can't blame it on the umps when you don't have any runs.
Here we go.
Yeah. Wait, what the hell? Oh, whoa. Okay, let's see. They might be cooking now.
Now's the time.
Yep.
What do we got?
First
What
and
do we-
second.
Baby.
Oh, all right.
Little error.
Do they dare go to Munoz for 5 outs after he got 6 yesterday?
I think they might consider it, right?
Yeah, they might. They might. Will he be able to do it though? That's a different question. But they might try it.
That first inning they squared him up 3 times, basically. I guess
Yeah.
the Meadows one wasn't that hard, but it was still a line drive right at his head.
It almost killed him.
Yeah.
Oh!
Josh
Oh!
Naylor,
Riley's running a while.
you're seeing it now.
Yeah, I just saw it. Oh boy,
I totally missed whatever that was.
that was totally a what the. You know what? That was some guards. Yeah, that was definitely some guards ball.
You need one backup slider to Torkelson here.
Tina's saying home run, take the ump out of it. Yeah, that's
That works.
that would be
Yeah.
the ultimate. Here.
One home run would be nice.
I still can't get over that call on Xander Bogaerts. That was so embarrassing.
Oh, the strike 3 low. Yeah, I mean,
Oh
and
my
then the video
God.
of them going after the umps afterward, that was kind of wild.
Yeah.
I've never seen that before.
Torque.
How about Riley getting down the line? We were giving him a little bit of a hard time earlier about his gait. Chris, I mentioned that the funniest description I ever heard was the old cowboy reference that you used, and he just stuck it to us right there.
No, I mean he used to be able to kind of an average sprint speed. That's dropped a little bit, but yeah, he's always looked like he'd been to one too many rodeos. And
Give him the slider. Torque is not getting one fastball in this count so far. It's all been sliders.
Well, and when that's Brash's money pitch, and
Yeah, they're trying to go away.
mm-hmm. Yeah, they're giving the Javi treatment basically. Let me see.
Okay, good take.
Oops.
Yeah, Torkelson's so due. We were talking about that before. Like he needs a big bomb or something.
Yeah, this is where that
Gapping right.
that backup slider that Yoop was asking for. This would be a nice time for it.
Yeah.
Just slap to right center, bring in 1 and 2. Okay, did it. Kind of, yeah. All right, we got 1 in. Are we
There we
getting
go.
the second 1 in? I think we're getting the second.
Well, guys, I'm not even seeing it yet, man. Let me come on. Give it to me, please.
I thought you were ahead of me.
No.
Attaboy.
All right, I won't say anything else. Don't
Add a
worry.
torque.
I didn't want to say it at the time, but I had a good feeling when Chris came
Add a
on.
baby.
Oh,
Add a
baby.
baby Torkelson. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fuck
my
yeah. There we
goodness.
go. There we go.
That was
1.
huge. I can't believe the way that ball moved to let him score from first. I didn't even get hit that far.
We've
It
got a
died
brand
on
new
the
ball
wall
game.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Got hung
crazy.
up there. Didn't bounce off.
See ya.
Oh, my goodness.
Ooh, that was like a nice little thing.
Where was that pitch? Oh, it was. Oh no, he tried to sneak a sinker by him. Tried to sneak a cheese by the rat. What do you call it?
Unbelievable.
All right. Well, I got to update the score tracker.
Yeah,
Oh,
you do. You bet. Yeah, you do.
Bonesaw. Well, that's huge. Boy,
Yeah,
what a
we were-
big hit. Oh, you're worried in Seattle, aren't you?
We definitely manifested that one. That was
Well,
a group effort.
they pulled the Buckner. They pulled the Buckner there.
Yeah.
Oh, on the play with Riley Green, yeah.
Come on, let's go.
Nice.
Thing is, Seattle's like playoff chokers. They're the epitome of playoff chokers.
Oh well, that
Wenzel
didn't
did it
work
the
out
other
great.
day. Let's do it again.
Wenzel, what are we doing, bud?
I don't know what's up with him.
It was kind of interesting earlier when they didn't pinch hit for Kerry Carpenter in the 5th, but then they did pinch hit for Colt Keith right away in the top of the 6th. And you don't know if it's because of, we were talking about Caleb Ferguson before with him
Yeah.
too, but I kind of wouldn't have minded Colt Keith to be up in that situation.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, I think. Yeah, I mean, it made sense to keep Carpenter in there, right? But I tend to agree with you. Like, it would be nice if Keith got to hang out for a little bit longer. But he's gonna,
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeez. Well, all right. Well, they tied it.
I would say
AJ.
Brash dusted Perez and Dingler.
Yes.
6 pitches. Oh, my
Yeah.
goodness. That's
That
all
was,
the more credit to Torkelson for fighting that pitch off.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was a quality at bat.
Yeah, get 4 straight sliders and then be ready for the sinker. I mean, although he was late on it, but that's what, it was right over the heart of the plate, and he just kind of put the bat on it. Good things happen when you put the bat on the ball. Tigers struggled with that yesterday and in most of Cleveland series. They haven't been striking out a ton today until recently, but
yeah.
I wonder also at the same time, are you going to bring Jake Rogers in at all to to get a bat in at bat? I mean, Michael says that Dingler looks worn out a little bit.
Yeah. I don't. It's so tough for to do that in case your catcher gets hurt, right? Like they just there are players on this playoff roster who are there just in case of an injury. I think Trey Sweeney fits that category.
Yeah,
basically.
Jake Rogers isn't good enough to worry about.
He's
not good enough to worry about. He's there in case of if Dingler has a stroke, he can catch. That's it.
Well,
he's a break glass in case of emergency.
He doesn't even hit lefties. I think he's like 18 for his last 110 against lefties. I mean,
he's useless. Then there's no reason to even hit him.
We used to talk about this a little bit. And this is more like 3 years ago when the Tigers were still trying to piece together just maybe a 500 season. AJ Hinch used to love having power bats on the bench. Like, think back to who's the old catcher who came for like the last month of the season and hit like 5 home runs and then retired.
In 2023 you talking about?
Yeah, no.
The big dude.
I'm trying to think.
Dustin something?
Dustin Garneau?
No, was it Dustin Garneau? No, wasn't it? I thought it was the guy who couldn't catch at all, but he had a really big April. Ramos, yeah.
He was the beginning of the year and they got rid of him.
Yeah.
I was thinking
couldn't catch.
The guy that used to be in the Nationals, is that who you're talking about?
But I was actually talking about Dustin Garneau, though. Honestly, but they brought him up.
Did we have him on as an interview?
We did.
Oh, he's talking his gear. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he just started some sort of catching gear. But yeah, so we get Kyle Finnegan here. Pretty darn good start for Scooble. 2 mistakes down the middle to Polanco, who Tigers fans have seen enough of for their lifetime. And can't escape the Twins no matter what.
Now Finnegan gave up 2 absolute rockets last night, but they both found gloves. So let's see what he's got tonight.
I do always worry about a little bit about guys who throw splitters. If they don't get quite right with a splitter, sometimes it's a batting practice fastball. But he's been really good overall. So get a couple outs here.
Especially if it doesn't tumble right too. If that splitter doesn't tumble and just gets over the plate, it's gone.
Let's see. I'm just checking something. I'm doing a little search here. I'm curious. They may have already talked about it, but all right. Looking. All right. So Scooble is now. How many strikeouts did he have tonight?
He had.
I'm looking.
9. He had 9 strikeouts.
So Scooble now has 43 career strikeouts in the postseason.
Wow.
Yeah, he's been awesome. He's been awesome in the playoffs.
Ball one just missed. Jeez.
Mm-hmm. So 43 strikeouts in a postseason career is tied for the 3rd most in Tigers history.
Wow.
You could probably guess the top 2.
Lolich. Well, no.
Lolich is actually 8th.
Verlander would be Verlander and Scherzer, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Verlander 112, Scherzer at 80. Scooble has tied Anibal Sanchez with 43.
That's in 5 games, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. Scooble. 5 games for Scooble. Sanchez did it in 7.
Gets him. With.
Nice.
Finnegan has been really good.
Kyle Finnegan versus Cal Raleigh.
Oh boy.
Biggest at bat of Finnegan's life here.
Buckle up.
Well, he was on the Nats when they won the World Series, wasn't he?
I don't think that he ever.
I don't think so.
What? Was he on the team?
I don't think so. I'll have to check.
I remember looking.
I could be wrong.
I could be wrong too, but I tried to look up his to figure out what he pitched in the.
Oh no, he started in 2020. Yep.
Yeah, I didn't see any postseason stats from him the other day.
Yeah, no, you're right. I thought for some reason oh, you know what? It was I forget how old he is. I forgot that they just kind of non-tendered him.
Yeah, he broke in late. He broke in late too. I swore he was on their World Series team too.
Yeah. So we got a double from Cal Raleigh.
I kept him in the park.
Yep. So two pretty big outs to get here. Julio Rodriguez.
Julio's up for the moment.
Yep. And then I gotta get one. But I don't know if you saw it. There was I made a gif of it, but after Cal Raleigh popped out last night, he made this face that looked like he was crying.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't think he was.
Yeah.
He looks like he's pondering the meaning of life a lot of the time.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Damn it.
Yeah. You fight back, and this is what happens. Sometimes you get beat by the best hitters on the other team.
Yeah.
There you go. You kind of foreshadowed this with the Rockets that he was talking about yesterday. 111 for Raleigh.
Yeah.
86 for Julio Rodriguez. So, keep it at 1. See what you can do.
Yeah. Let's see what happens.
This is why you try to score more runs earlier in the game.
Yeah. It's tough to win with 2 runs. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm. But, those splitters, when they don't split, they get hit.
Yeah.
Well, the Yankees can't hit a splitter to save their lives.
Oh, well. Yeah, it was a borderline call, but Polanco. Polanco had a really good year. You got to give them that. This is a good Mariners offense that they've
Oh yeah.
largely held down to the first two games, but yep, those splitters when they hang.
Now he's behind.
Yep. No, it wouldn't necessarily be the worst thing if he walks Polanco and then you roll up a double play.
Yep.
But it would also be nice to just strike him out.
Yep.
Yeah, sometimes you just need that strikeout.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see here. Put this dude's crying. Why even pitched to Julio there? They had to. I mean, with Polanco the way is either Polanco's going to beat you or Julio's going to beat you.
Yeah, it's this is one of your two best relievers. You count on him to get these guys out.
Yep.
These are the two best hitters on Seattle. They are counted on to hit the best relievers. It's you go after them, right?
Best on best.
Yep.
So that was a strike, but he missed a spot. So just looking back at that pitch. But let's see, who do the Tigers have coming up in the next inning? They've got McKinstry, Baez, and Meadows. Sounds like runs.
That's where I was a little bit surprised at not keeping Justin Henry Malloy. No,
come on, get out of here.
But just because I feel like they could have used, and I don't like to send guys off the roster or whatever, but it just felt like they could have used one more bench bat that can hit righties and lefties. And Malloy hit righties good in AAA this year. I know that's not the major leagues, but I trust him in big spots, and I kind of wish he'd be on the roster for situations like the top of the ninth.
Yeah, you can only. I mean, I think it probably comes down to him and Sweeney, right? Like that was, or they brought Keith back, but I think you're going to pick Keith over Malloy. But that's one of those things where Sweeney can play a position and Malloy can't.
Yeah,
unfortunately, that's what a.
Wow.
Why is there such a fight to get the damn ball? Let Javi do his thing. I
don't think it would have mattered, man. That was 50-mile-an-hour number.
Saw that. That was.
Yeah, that was very much a Cleveland hit. That happens.
Guards ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy's getting the David Fry 2024 double magic. Yeah.
You break his bat and he hits an infield single right perfectly between short and third. Like,
by the way, the exit velocity on that was 49.7.
Yeah.
Wow. What a scorcher.
Yeah. It's that's the beauty of putting the bat on the ball. Sometimes things happen.
Yeah. I mean, or
what an asshole.
But
I imagine Tigers Twitter will be thrilled if Eugenio gets a base hit here.
Oh yeah.
Quit saying that. Quit saying that, Joe. Putting that double magic in the air. I don't want to hear that because it's just. I don't want no 97.1 hot shot artist doing that because that's exactly what's going to happen. I don't want to hear it. Don't speak into existence.
Finnegan's got to throw some strikes. I think that's the first step. Roll up a double play. Keep it at one. That's all you can. All you can do here. Yeah, the corner's in, I assume, right?
Yeah. Yeah, let's see this. Yeah, he doesn't have it today, unfortunately.
No. They're not huge misses, but they're misses.
Yes, the thing in the playoffs, like if you miss by a little bit, like it means it's like magnified.
Yep. So yeah, I mean, well, all right. He poured in the four-seamer, so you can get him to swing at that split now. Well, they're spitting on that thing. He's going to have to. It was interesting when Finnegan showed up. Very beginning, they had him actually throwing some sliders too occasionally, and he just has completely abandoned those. Not maybe for good reason, but it does feel like sometimes it's nice to have a third pitch. I think it works well for Vest.
Yeah. It's tough to only be two pitches sometimes.
Yeah. I'll be right back because I threw my hat for a third time today, so I'll be right back.
Yeah, I didn't realize. Suarez does have He's got his playoff hair, his hockey hair going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who is that they're showing?
Nice.
That's heads up.
Oh, all right. We got in play outs and not runs. So
Yep.
give me that ground ball double play. And what do we have? We have what happened?
Ground out, got him at home.
Oh, nice. All right.
Yeah, you wonder if he could have turned 2 on that, but I kind of agree with going home there.
Yeah.
You never know.
I had the thought too of maybe try to turn it, but the guy was like, he had to clear out. You have to stop the run, so I get it.
Yeah. No, I'm fine with that. Don't give up a home run or a double here, and you're out of the inning.
Yeah.
I suppose a triple would count too.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah. Now, and Dingler missed a chance to really just tag him right in the chin, and
Knock him out.
yeah, let's have some fun.
Start a brawl.
Do some 1970s, 1980s baseball.
Throw a Dave Rosema.
Yeah. So, all right, who we getting here? Are we getting Herder, Holton?
Got to be one of them, I would assume. I would probably Holton.
Yeah.
Chris and Julian, what do you guys think about the bullpen usage last night? We were talking about it earlier. Felt like Herder could have maybe went an extra inning. Felt like Holton potentially could have. Felt like Finnegan potentially could have. But we were talking, they're going to be counting on these guys to pitch basically every game in the series. So you don't want to overextend them too much, especially in game 1. What'd you guys think of that?
Brant Herder. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a balancing act, right? Where you want to get as many outs as you can or whatever pocket with these guys, but you want them to be available the next game. And it's different in the playoffs, right? Guys are going to be available pretty much no matter what. Everybody but Melton probably today, right?
Yeah.
But and I think what we've seen out of the bullpen usage going back to last year is the Tigers have some pretty advanced thinking about how they're doing this. It goes beyond left, right, and getting a certain number of pitches. It's about what kind of pitches the guy throws and the arm angle and all that stuff. They put a lot of thought into that. And, it's hard to argue with the results for the most part. I think we did have, like we talked about in that second Guardians game, it just completely backfired on them with Melton and Herder. But at the same time, that was also some nonsense, right? Like that was who hit the home run off Melton? Rocchio?
Oh, yes.
Rocchio hasn't hit fastballs over 98 miles an hour all year. Hit a home run on one. Yeah. Herder gave up a home run to a lefty, right, who had like a 400 OPS against lefty. Like sometimes baseball is just annoying.
Yeah, Bo Naylor. I think it was a Naylor that got him potentially with that.
Yeah, we don't want
Bo, not Bo. I was talking about the other thing, not this Naylor.
No.
I didn't even realize Josh was up. That's so funny.
I know. I hope it's not a genetic thing.
Oh boy. Oh shit. But I thought AJ pushed the buttons well. He always manages the bullpen really well for the most part.
Yeah. No, obviously. Gotta get this. No, sorry. I'm looking at the little screen here on the side of the MLB game day, and it shows you the ball traveling all over the outfield and the infield, but people just kind of anything that's actually on the field shows up, and sometimes I think it's a home run, and it's actually just somebody throwing a ball into the stands.
They got a good call. They got a nice close call from the ump there on the check swing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's somebody. Oh, they were showing somebody in the crowd. So yeah.
So by the way, tomorrow night we'll be streaming live for the award show, as it will announce who won the minor league awards tomorrow, and I'm sure Brandon will be having his thoughts about Brandon Day will be joining us, probably talking about the game itself.
All right, so Herder's one more pitch from Herder to get out of this.
Let's see
if we can do it.
Yeah. This is going to be interesting here.
Now, Herder has been. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
I was just saying, Herder has been pretty good since he came back from the injured list. He had a really rough patch earlier in the season, and came back, had 4 or 5 good innings, and then the playoff oopsie. But
Yeah.
good yesterday, and
Felt like that stint in Toledo did him a lot of good.
Yeah. Let's see what happens here.
And I believe it was Rogelio last night brought up an awesome point, was that you don't know how much his back was playing into his command kind of getting out of whack there too. That's probably not a coincidence.
Yeah, I think the back injuries are always like they can affect everything, even if it's just sore, right? Like you're probably not as loose and limber as you need to be. And the sweeper, I think you can tell, it just has a lot more movement than it did right before he was going down. Now we could probably look at Baseball Savant and see that I'm full of it, but I test.
No, that sounds good.
So here we go.
The swing nailer just took a look like he was hitting a sand wedge.
Yeah, that was so awkward. But all right, guys, I'm gonna get going. It's been fun.
Right.
Roger, thanks for having me.
No problem, man.
If anyone wants to follow me, that's my Twitter handle. So I appreciate that. I'll hit everyone back. It was fun interacting with a new audience.
Yeah.
So
All right,
good luck. Good
Thanks.
luck to you guys in the ninth.
I appreciate it.
All right, I'll see you
Good luck,
later.
Julian.
All righty.
All right.
So 3 outs for the rest of your lives, but also, obviously not the end of the world. You can still win the series in Detroit, but it would be a bummer to lose the Scoopel start. But,
Yeah.
But that's Scoopel's fault for not being absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
I think ultimately, well, you would take a split, but hey, the game's not over yet.
No, for sure. I mean, you got 3 outs here to work with. Bloop and a blast, devastate the Seattle crowd, go home happy.
Yep, that sounds good to me.
Javier is just the kind of crazy person who could run into one.
He is.
It could happen.
It's the dumb and young principle. I will always refer to it. I wanted to say that for Jorge Polanco too, but he doesn't swing that wildly, I don't think.
Right.
I was trying to think of who's the other annoying former Twins outfielder.
Oh, Nick Punto.
No, this was a guy. I think he might still be playing. He ended up on the Braves and hit a bunch of home runs for them in the World Series run.
Oh, Eddie Rosario.
Eddie Rosario, yeah. I think he was more of the. He was more of your dumb and young principle.
Yeah, Nick
Yeah,
Punto.
Rosario.
I was always thinking about every guy. Like Nick, him was up before the concussion. Justin Garneau was really.
Yeah, Morneau was he won the MVP that one year, I think, over Jeter.
Yeah.
But it was like it wasn't just Punto. They had was it Jason Tyner
A
on
lot
that
of guys like that. Yeah.
Yeah, just a bunch of Mark Lemke's out there. If anybody remembers Mark Lemke.
Mark Lemke, former Brave.
Yeah.
One
Yeah,
time
Tuesday. The Tigers come home for Tuesday and Wednesday. Same thing. I was looking at game app right now, and I saw the left field ball go out and I'm like, "Oh, wait, did something happen?"
Let's see, 2005. All right, I'm looking. Who was on these Twins teams?
hoping against hope that Munoz stuff is a little flat tonight.
Yeah, I mean, if nothing else, you made them use him twice, right? This is kind of, if the Tigers don't pull this out, then when Will Vest gets an extra day of rest.
Yeah,
It's kind of how it worked in the Guardian series, right? He didn't pitch in Game 2, and then they had him for Game 3.
yep. It's a good
All right,
point.
well, this is going rather quickly. Oh, Jason Bartlett.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, and that was, that's what makes a good closer, I guess.
Yeah, I gotta get Sweeney in there.
It's not gonna be much better.
Yeah.
Now he's batting 0.63 in the series.
Who is?
McKinstry.
Well, yeah, I mean, in the postseason.
Yeah, postseason.
Yeah, I mean, there's not many guys doing a whole lot of hitting in the postseason.
No,
It's Riley Green's doing okay. Carpenter had that home run. Torque had that big hit. That was like his first big hit. So yeah, are we gonna get an immaculate inning here?
Boy. Could be totally feasible. I could see that happening. Or Bias gets lucky and goes, right field home run. I guess Jesus was not working through him tonight.
No. So no immaculate inning, but so there we go.
Yeah.
Pop out to Leo Rivas. All right. Well,
I'll find out.
if you're gonna make it happen, then might as well do it fast.
Yeah.
It's Parker Meadows is due. He's due for a home run off the foul pole.
Yeah, we've been talking about that all night. That he's been,
He just, I don't know. At times seems a little passive to me.
yeah.
But I like that when I like that he's not, chasing, and he's got a pretty good eye. But it would be nice to see him really.
Opposite field homer like he did in San Diego last year.
It would be
How would
fun.
that be?
He just a lot of pitches, a lot of fastballs kind of get by him. It seems like.
Yeah, he's late a lot.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. Like, he just seems like ever since he got back from the IL, he hasn't been. His timing's been way off.
Yeah, it's got to have been hard for him to get into a rhythm this year.
Yeah, it's kind of stop and start, and it's got multiple injuries in the last 2 years. Something doesn't seem quite right there, but
Jeez.
oh boy,
Game day just did ultra catch up. Like three pitches popped up instantaneously.
and the slider, he's not having a good time with the slider.
Bill Bob says that hopefully they get rid of Meadows this offseason. I don't think it's Meadows. It's the problem. I think they have other problems just besides Meadows.
Yeah, I mean, get rid of him how?
Yeah.
He's your best defensive center fielder. He was the guy who got you to the playoffs last year, basically. He just had a bad year. I don't know. He's still relatively young. You can see what happens. If he wins a job and out of spring training,
Harrison's telling me he needs to have a good offseason.
yeah. I mean, there are a lot of. It's obvious from this postseason that they need to do something about the offense. I don't know exactly what, but they need to find some guys who are a little bit more consistent, a little more balls in play. Now that may just come from internally, right? Like this is Kevin McGonigal is eventually going to be a guy who's going to be tough to get out in the zone. And Max Clark will eventually come up and get on base a ton, and just a matter of how long it takes before those guys arrive.
Yeah, it feels like they need at least one big bat somewhere, whether it's in the outfield or third base, or and I don't know what their plan is going to be at shortstop if they don't think that McGonigal is going to play there. And I don't know whether they think that or not, but it does feel like they're like at least one consistent bat short right now.
Yeah.
Just somebody that can put just a good contact hitter. Just somebody that can, be a good table hitter.
Well, it was a good plate appearances, but
9 pitches he saw.
Yeah,
that's a final.
Once again,
Go ahead, Chris. Sorry.
I just say pitcher slider right in the middle of the plate, and he couldn't do any damage. But yeah, Tigers fall 3-2. Tough loss. Nice to see them come back, but
yeah, and they split. They split in Seattle. It's much more than we can ask for. So, oops, that's not what I wanted to do at all. What the hell? Sorry.
Yeah. Like we said, still have a chance to win the series at home. Just got to go out there and do it. Maybe get some hits. I think 3 hits. It's tough to win with 3 hits and 2 runs.
Yeah, can't do much. And yeah, there's a Seattle final line in Seattle, 3 runs on 8 hits and an error that didn't come back to haunt them too much. So,
yeah. I mean, it did lead to the 2 runs, but they still won anyway. So
yeah, true. We let them off the hook. Yeah, Thomas, that's a good way to put it. So
I hate to say it, I kind of have that feeling that now they kind of let the Mariners shake themselves loose a little.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose it's still, it was a 3-2 game, a pair of 3-2 games, right? Like it's, I don't know. Maybe it's only a matter of time before a rally and J-Rod go absolutely bonkers. But I don't know, the pitching has done well so far. They seem to have a pretty good game plan. They just can't do anything with the bats.
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe some home cooking will help. Maybe not. But going to get at least 2 home playoff games, so that's fun.
They're due to win a home game. They haven't won a home game in a long time.
Yeah.
True.
Robert's right. It could be worse. It could be Yankee fans their team did not show up today. So,
I mean, yeah, that is the the prize for winning this series is apparently going to get bludgeoned by the Blue Jays, right? They don't look like a whole lot of fun to play right now. Although that bullpen is iffy.
yeah, but Ernie Clement, man, that was a bomb he had earlier and left. That was Toronto. Yeah, you're right, Chris. That bullpen though. Against a team like the Dodgers, which, by the way, somebody was saying yesterday the Dodgers were I guess the Phillies were tipping pitches.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, people were pointing out that Matt Stram, whatever, like his glove was open, and the Dodgers have a bunch of really good hitters, and the $400 million payroll or whatever. Sometimes it works out in your favor.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
And the Phillies aren't a small market team, but if Dave Dombrowski could ever consistently build a bullpen, he'd have like 14 World Series rings. Well, he can't.
No, for whatever reason, this man can never build a bullpen, and it never ceases to amaze me. But winnable game if two people can hit per game. No, you're right, Dominator. It's it is what it is.
I'm assuming they have Gilbert lined up Tuesday.
Gilbert's going Tuesday against Flaherty. I don't know who they have going Wednesday against
I don't think they have announced the starter yet for Wednesday.
Bryce hasn't been that good this year, has he?
What's that?
Bryce.
Bryce Miller.
Smith Miller.
Yeah, I think he was injured for a while this year too. Let me see. Yeah, and Wu was hurt, right? So he's not even on the roster. So Miller. Miller had a 5.68 ERA this year. So I don't know. Did they go and get a starter at the deadline? I don't think they did they?
I don't think so. I remember.
How about Ethan? How about they put Ethan Hancock in there?
Oh, yeah, they could. It could be.
Like the Tigers got to him like last time. That'd be nice.
Let's see. So,
but,
I'm sure he's not even on the roster.
Yeah.
Is he?
Emerson Hancock, Logan Evans. They also had Luis F. Castillo make 2 starts this year.
It's Castillo's, man. Go say it. It's
But well, yeah. Sorry, I missed everything and could only bring you guys 2 runs.
No, it's okay.
You did your best.
Yeah, no, you did your best. And so one of us will be out there Tuesday. I'm not sure who yet, but one of us will be out there. There's no stream on Tuesday because we'll be at the game on Tuesday. So 4:08 start, I believe. 4:08? Yeah, 4. It's a 4 o'clock game. Yeah, 4 o'clock game
At
Tuesday.
4:08, and then
Wednesday's 4:08, right?
Wednesday is 3:08 tentatively, I think. If the Yankees get swept, then I think it moves to 7 or 8.
Oh.
Okay. Well, then we're rooting for the Yankees because in that way I can go Wednesday. But we're still we're still tentative technically. Well, I think we got it approved. Well, I'll look at it. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Well, so we'll see you on Tuesday. Thanks again for tuning in, everybody. We appreciate it. Robert, Tina, R1, Denominator, Billy Bob. Thanks everybody for Bill Bob, not Billy Bob. Bill Bob. Thank you everybody for tuning in, and we'll be back tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll be doing a live show for the announcement of the minor league awards. So tune in tomorrow at 9:00, and we'll be a quick show tomorrow. But we'll definitely not be talking about this game because there's not much to talk about. The Tigers didn't do anything dick offensively. So
Scooble was good. He's Scooble.
Yeah, Scooble's Scooble.
2 mistakes.
Yeah. But Robert, thank you again. And thank you for all the compliments. And this has been, like I said, this has been fun to do. And Joe, thanks. Youper as well.
Yeah.
And,
thank you guys.
This was fun. And we'll talk to you soon. There's the Arizona Fall League preview coming out tomorrow as well. So until then.
The baseball doesn't stop.
The baseball doesn't stop here at Tiger ML Report. Keep it classy, everybody. Oh, yeah. Arizona Fall League starts tomorrow, too. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, tomorrow night.
So until then.
And their team plays, I believe, Scottsdale.
Yeah.
It's only one game. But
they play. Or Solar Sox this year?
There's Scorps.
Scorps.
All right.
Yeah, Scorps. So keep it classy, everybody. Have a good night.